Did it say I joined just then?
Yeah, and then you left.
Yeah. Got nothing on my screen. Ah, here we go. Synchronizing. Start. How long's left of the session?
14 minutes.
Brilliant. It's not letting me back in. I've just got start. It's not letting me back in. Has it said I've rejoined?
Yeah.
Right, let me try something else. If you get another invite, don't worry about it. Join lobby.
Description.
This thing's doing my fucking head in now. Now I've just got synchronizing on my screen. How long's left to practice?
13 minutes.
I don't think it's going to let me until then. It's just saying synchronizing on my screen.
What, so you don't think it will get you until quality?
Till quali, yeah. Every time I press... right, it's now saying start, but when I press it, it's not doing it. Fuck's sake, man. This is fucking getting on my tits.
Classic Project Cars.
Unless I make another lobby.
Or,
So I don't want it to bug this out.
Or I stream.
I mean, you can stream for now, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can
If you
stream
get
for now.
in, then we can stop my stream.
Yeah, okay, start your stream now and we'll get the thing back on. I can get your stream from here.
Done.
Done. Right. Dan Davis. Okay, change driver. When you change driver, we're live. Welcome back then, everybody. Apologies for the technical delay at this moment in time, but we are back live with you now. Unorthodox can see the screen. I'm trying to get back into the lobby, so Dan will have to talk you through the session at this moment in time. Dan, just talk us through what's happening.
Not much at the minute. Currently, Ukbar is your fastest man of the session. He currently leads the way at the minute with Holty currently in P2. And Shane still in the pits. Oh, he's on his way out the pits. He's currently P3, Little Leach in P4. P5 is Welshie. P6 is Lucas Rock. P7 Smithy. P8 is JM Grill. And bringing up the rear is Bryn as well. And so far, it's the Ginetta looking the quickest, Matthew.
The Ginetta looking the quickest then. No DJ Phil, Dean Wysocki or Leon Fernie in the session as of yet either, so that's a shame for them, boys. Dean's got a real chance to make up places into this top 6, top 5 battle, but it could also lose out to Shane. So with him not scoring any points in the first race, that looks like Shane could get the better hand there. And surprisingly then, the Ginetta the fastest, Dan, which is a bit of a surprise to us.
Yeah, it's just now, Ukbar has just straight lined the chicane. So yeah, at the minute, it is the Ginetta leading away, but only by 16,000 from the Mercedes of Holty. So Holty's got pace in the back of that Mercedes, and at the minute, Little Leach and Smithy are dragging behind for Pick and Mix as they're currently in P5 and 8. But Lucas Roth also seems to be having issues as well. He's currently P7. So the fight for this championship is going to go right down to the wire. But also, Matt, regarding what's happening tonight, a lot of drivers here will not care about the Constructors' Championship. They'll want to go out for a race win. And the man who's probably going to be looking for that race win is Uqba, possibly Shane as well. And if he can get in the mix of it as well, possibly Welshie and JM Grill, especially JM Grill in that Mercedes-Benz, what can he do? A couple more facts that I have here about the circuit, Matthew.
Yep.
Monza, 3.6 miles long and just north of Milan. Was built in 1922, the oldest Midland European circuit. Midland European circuit. Obviously, most famous circuit for hosting the Italian Grand Prix since 1949, and also its nickname is the Temple of Speed. It's a Grade 1 circuit, and obviously some of the more famous race wins here is obviously Sebastian Vettel all the way back in 2008 in a Toro Rosso in probably the worst conditions that Monza has ever seen. Gone and took his debut win here at this circuit. Also, Daniel Ricciardo took last year's win in the F1s in the McLaren after a very dramatic race up, and Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton took one another out. And the other very, very famous race winner around this circuit was Pierre Gasly in the AlphaTauri, which was, I think it was about 12 years to the day since Sebastian Vettel won here in the same team in similar situations, bar being dry. Track is also in its old form when it used to be the original circuit, back when it was the oval and all that lot. It's taken many, many lives here at this circuit, actually. It's took 52 drivers' lives at this circuit, and also 35 spectators as well. So Monza, back in the day, was a very, very dangerous track, almost as dangerous as the Nordschleife. The lap record around here in an F1 car has actually still been held by Rubens Barrichello in 2004 in the Ferrari, a 121.0. But the GT3 record around here is actually done in this vehicle right here, the Mercedes-Benz AMG. And that is a lap time of a 147.1. And these guys just a little bit off the pace of that at the minute. DJ Phil had won twice here in the wet in Season 1. We believe that Maze Gamer took a win in Season 3. I can't remember off the top of my head. I took the 2 wins in Season 3 as well. And Gary, the most famous one of them all, taking it on the line in the final corner. And I very much remember listening to Matt and Andy losing their minds as they came to the exit of Parabolica. And Gary took a famous win for that. One last fact that I have, Ben Parkey was your race winner here for the 6 hours of Monza that we hosted as well. Uqba still the fastest man of the session, and DJ Phil has managed to get himself into the session also. And some very, very famous circuits around here, Matt. Obviously, I can't remember the name of the first chicane or the second chicane. They're very, very Italian.
Yeah.
But, obviously, the most famous circuits is Lesmo 1, Lesmo 2. Oh, as Jim, Grill and Holty come together there, big time. Oh, there's a big crunch there. Jim Grill back into the pits. So Lesmo 1, Lesmo 2, obviously some of the more famous ones. This is the chicane where the Aston Martin in the 6 hours of Monza, or 8 hours of Monza, decided to lose its door. We come into Lesmo 1 as Shane comes to it now. Lesmo 1 and Lesmo 2. Very, very difficult circuits here. Also, another famous corner here, Ascari, which is that chicane that is very, very difficult to get right every single lap. And also the other famous one, Parabolica, the final corner, where famously, I believe it's an F4, hit the curb.
Hit the sausage curb on the outside, yeah. The same year, I believe, was it that Charles Leclerc absolutely buried it at the Parabolica. Was that 2020 as well? Or was that... no, sorry, I'm thinking of Marcus Ericsson. The same year as Marcus Ericsson at turn 1 and 2, where his Sauber just went left.
2019, I want to say.
Yeah, possibly so. I wonder if that's
that was the year that he went on to win. 2019, I think Leclerc won here in the Ferrari.
Yes, what it was... That's right. It was just the week after... we'd lost the life of Antoine Hubert, wasn't it, in the F2s, and we had that big crash as well. And obviously, then a lot of safety was being looked at in Formula One and in motorsport across most of it. And that's when it was kind of being looked at a lot more. Dan, I've got the corner names for you, and I'm going to give it my best shot here.
Good luck.
hang on, let me get it. So it's the Variante del Rettifio is turn 1 and 2. I think I've done well there.
Variante, I think it sounds
The
familiar.
Curva Grande is the
Curva Grande,
long
yes.
right-hander coming down towards the second chicane, which is the Variante
Famously-
della Roger.
That was famously where Alonso tried to go around the outside
Yeah.
of Vettel, and Vettel shoved him onto the grass.
The second chicane is the Variante della Rogier. Then you've got the Lesmos, then the Ascari, the Curva Parabolica, and then obviously the start finish straight. We don't need the name of that, but I think I've nailed them.
I think
Absolutely
your
nailed them.
Italian is on point.
Well, I mean, you
But,
know, when you learn these these Mugello names for your job, the Italian's now rolling off the tongue. I could add that fluent to the list. I'm wondering if DJ Phil's having the same problem as me because he's left and joined again. If DJ Phil can't get in qualifying, we may have to restart the lobby. So please bear with us. We may have bugged this lobby out at the moment, but DJ Phil's still trying to get back in. But what we'll do is we'll get the guys practice. If we do have to restart the lobby, we'll just redo it from qualifying. So please bear with us. As we do, hopefully get me and Phil back in for this one. But Dan, is it a surprise to see Ukbar still leading this pace of the pack at the moment? And Shane in P3, are we surprised by this? Are we surprised that Lucas Roth isn't up there more? Bryn not yet done a lap?
I think obviously some of these drivers are just waiting to see what happens. JM Grill is kind of more the shot for me at the minute. That he's still struggling to find a little bit more pace out there. Ukbar now gets up to the 47.8. We had a suspicion that the Audis were going to struggle here anyway. Their top speed doesn't seem to be very good. It's Shane actually gets a toe off the back of JM Grill and he still can't find any more time. And he is running low fuel as well. So it seems like the Mercedes has the advantage. But at the minute, Ukbar, whatever he's done to that Ginetta, it's very, very fast around here.
It is indeed. While we are waiting a moment, let's run you through the current championship standings. And as we know, Little Each is your current champion, 125 points clear of JM Grill. Lucas Roth in P3 behind JM Grill by some 6 points at this moment in time as well. And don't forget, top 3 promotion spots as well into the Pro next season. Holty's P4. He is only 11 points off the back of Lucas Roth. Walshy behind him, 13 points behind, with Ukbar 4 behind him, and Bryn 2 off the back of Ukbar. So really, that top 5 is anybody's guess at the minute. Promotion could also be anybody's guess. Dean Wysocki down in 8th on 191. He's only 17 behind Bryn. Only 15 behind Dean Wysocki is Shane. So again, them two could change places. We then drop a bit to Smithy, who is 19. Who was 18 off the back of Shane in P10. DJ Phil is only 9 off the back of Smithy. Stelfsoft not here tonight, but he was only 12 off the back of DJ Phil. Bozzy Boy and Leon Fernie on -4, but it doesn't look like he's going to finish the season. Pick a Mix Motorsport then and Teletubby Motorsport in the Constructors' Championship. They're the ones we've got to watch. They're the ones to keep your eyes on in this race so far. 63 points separate them with 94 points up for grabs. Super Crash Bros, great battle for third in the Constructors. Super Crash Bros are 18 ahead of My Mate Racing, who are only 17 ahead of Terminal Velocity Racing. So top 3 in the Constructors as well, Dan, could be on for any of them 3 teams. MC Motorsport as well in that battle on 351 and Getting Quicker My Mate. I've just not been at the races this year, but saying that, Dean Wysocki has once again, due to Leon Fernie's retirement last week, Dean Wysocki is outscoring his team, and with no Leon Fernie and Dean here tonight, that looks like that could stay that way. So really, for the Getting Quicker My Mate team, it's been a disastrous season. For Dean, a few positives.
Yeah, definitely so. And at the minute, no Dean at this precise stage, no Leon
Lucas
either.
Roth.
So Keith's just there on the middle of the circuit, or the side of the circuit there, and I think he may still be having some form of wheel issues. I'm not 100% sure, but he needs to adjust them as quickly as he possibly can, because him and Holty really need to bring those points in with only a handful left. Obviously, the Constructors is still up for grabs. Drivers is gone. Other way around in the Pro, the Constructors has already been done and dealt with, as Jaeger Motorsport have taken the Constructors Championship in the Pro, but it is a 3-way fight. Guys, make sure you tune in tomorrow night as me and Jamie will bring the action for the finale in the Pro, where Matimovic, Overtaker and Fury battle out at the tempo of speed. Who is going to come out on top? That is the question, and obviously fairly equal machines. Should be a good night's worth of racing, as it is still Ukbar who's still fastest at the minute, as practice has now come to an end. And Holty just trying to find those last few little tweaks. He's still running quite high fuel. Literally, he's currently out on track as well. He's P5 and struggling to find a little bit more time in the Audi.
Yeah, struggling to find some more time. Just checking that they can hear us hear me on the stream, because I've had a message from Argent saying that he couldn't hear me. So I'm wondering if that's because I'm just sort of letting you take charge more at the moment, because I can't see what's happening out there. But good, we can still hear both of us. So Ukbar, the quickest car, as Little Each crosses the line and he moves up to P4. That's happened a bit before. For you guys, I am currently a little bit behind you guys as I'm watching it back on the stream on my Nintendo Switch.
The Switch is handy then.
Yeah, the Switch is handy at the moment.
Very handy as JM Grill now comes into the Parabolica, running the curve a little bit there. He runs a little bit wide, taking the natural line through the Parabolica, and towards the start-finish straight we go. And can JM Grill find a little bit more time? Quite a big gap between him and Welshie. Looks like 3 seconds pretty much off. As JM Grill crosses the side and finds a 10th. And that's it.
That's bizarre for JM Grill. Lucas Roth down there as well. Brilliant set a lap time. Smithy struggling as well. I suppose the bonus for Smithy is with less drivers on the grid, that means that Smithy and Little Leach's job's a little bit easier, isn't it, going into tonight's race?
Yeah, definitely so. With Lucas Roth currently off the pace as well.
Oh.
Holty towards the line. Has he improved?
Come on, Holty, put that set up to you, says Fury in the chat. So obviously the Teletubby Motorsport roster. Come on, Holty and Lucas Roth, he says in the chat. No Mazda yet to cheer them on. But the senior member of the squad who's fighting for that Pro Championship tomorrow night, Dan, clearly helping the junior team there. And we heard Fury say last week in the comms box with you and Jamie Brazier that he's got one heck of a setup for around here. So could that give them the upper hand?
Yeah, currently right now I cannot continue the race. So seems like the session has bugged out a bit here.
Right, so we are going to take then a very quick break, and what we will do is get a session back up and running. So the lobby has clearly bugged out. We'll be back in 5 minutes' time. Don't go anywhere. Back up and running. So the lobby has clearly bugged out. We'll be back in 5 minutes' time. Don't go anywhere. Fuck's sake, man. Lobby's bugged out. Dan can't ready up. Yeah. I don't think it's a cable though, to be fair, but it has to be that box. Yeah.
Oh, now I can.
No, it's not my computer. It's not doing my computer. Because on the other day it was doing my computer, but not my PlayStation. Whoa, 900 labs. No, thank you. Oh, I love this game at times.
Tell me to stop streaming.
I mean, I've put it on an advert so I can sort it out. Phil. Dean. Leon. Get all them invites out.
Arise. Never.
Oh shit, I need to offer you a thingy because you're in the Acura. Invite as race director. You'd love the Acura though, wouldn't you? Let's be honest.
It's alright.
I'd still tip you for a win round here in the Acura.
Just remember on the last race, you have to give him a call down lap.
Yeah, I will do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going then. 10 drivers, fuck it. I just love technical issues.
Love them.
Well, the tip for pole's going to be interesting. Welcome back then, ladies and gentlemen, and we are back live now for the qualifying session. There is only 9 drivers in. There was 10, so hopefully whoever's not in can get back in. It is DJ Phil Green, so hopefully he can get himself back in then. But we're all ready to go, and the action is back with you now. Little Leach currently holding the vote for pole position, your tip for pole position in this practice session. It didn't go his way in practice, but he is, though, Dan, the first man out on track. And how crucial is that around here?
Crossing the pit exit line. He'll be watched for that in the race. But no, Little Leach, I think, honestly, this is a bad move from him. He needs a Mercedes in front of him, really. I think the Audi on its own, I know D-Biggs has been struggling as well with, not D-Biggs, sorry, Argent has been struggling in practice just to get this thing up to high speed, lowering the downforce. It's just not enough for this car. I think Little Leach needs to get a tow off a Mercedes or even a Lamborghini of some sort to at least get a decent lap time. But if he can hook the lap up, then fair play. But Ukbar, though, he in clean air seems to make the Ginetta work around here. And obviously this Ginetta, Matt, always, every season, seems to just surprise us. That's different circuits. For example, Spa. It was so dominant at Spa, a circuit you think it would not be good at. Yeah. And again here, it's top of the practice session here at Monza.
It is, and you're right, it's surprised us since Andy's got his hands on it, and it's surprised us still with Ukbar having his hands on it. And Ukbar's a very capable driver, take nothing away from his talent, but he's making that car sing and dance at the moment and doing everything he wants it to do. So at the minute for Ukbar, it's doing what he wants. But was that with a tow? Was it in clear air? That is the big question. He, though, has the tow of one of the Mercedes drivers in front of him, who's very slidey through Ascari. And I will admit, when I was testing online the other night with Ukbar, in my Mercedes, I was in front of him and I slowly pulled away, but very slowly. You know, wasn't massively like the Audis.
Yeah, I would agree with that one. But let's go on a lap with a Little Leach. And I remember vaguely when I was racing Andy in the Ginetta, I was in the Porsche and he was sticking with me with no issues. There's a car accident in the pits.
Shane.
Little Leach heads towards turn 1. He has to make sure he doesn't cross that pit exit line the next time he goes in there. Braking just at the 150 metre board and making sure the car gets stopped. You want to get the car in early and around. That's where Lewis and Max came together, and Lewis nearly lost his head. As we go into the curve of Grande, where again also Alonso around the outside of Sebastian Vettel, but then got pushed off on track. Managed to carry on racing. What an epic race that was as well between those two. Little Leach heading towards just under the bridge. You want to brake just as you get under the bridge and head into the second chicane. Try and take as much curve as you can on before, but do not touch that touch curve because you might end up like an Aston Martin flying across with no door. Heading to Lesmo 1, a little bit cambered this corner, a little dip in the centre. You want to get the car as tight to the inside as possible and very easy to run wide and take the curve. As you then head into Lesmo 2, a little bit more open and easier to take a little bit more speed. And again, you go on the curve too much and touch the grass, you will lose a lot of time. And that will cause a poor run down the back straight here underneath the old bridge where the oval circuit goes around the top of the circuit. And we head to Ascari, one of the more difficult circuits to get right, where Lance Stroll actually dropped it here, and I believe Sebastian Vettel as well dropped it. A car was recovering back on, and Stroll said they were lunatic, and then Stroll then did the same thing to Pierre Gasly as they went through the Ascari chicane. And then we head towards the back straight, towards the Parabolica. And again, another corner that you could go in really hard and get into the apex really early and allow the car to drift wide, but not too wide, because you will end up like the F4 and spinning into the air, or like Charles Leclerc into a barrier, and then head down the back straight towards the line and try and set your best lap time around here. And Little Leach will set the benchmark here, a 1:49, I believe he did earlier on. He does a 1:48, but Uqbar possibly on a better lap time as Shane goes to the line. He does an out lap.
Uqbar pitted halfway through that lap, Dan.
So Uqbar possibly with damage entering the pits. We've got JM Grill coming into the Parabolica. Uqbar further end of the circuit. It is Bryn coming towards the line now. There's just a car ahead. That is Welshie. He's going to set his first lap time here, and he goes P2.
Good lap time from Welshie there. Then there's Bryn, then down the start, finish straight. He puts a lap time in of P5. Shane's was an out lap. Bryn's not a very good lap. JM Grill currently goes into P4 with Lucas Roth in third, and Holty on Fury setup only down in P7. Smithy crosses the line and doesn't set a time either. Uqbar on an out lap. So if this time does count, it will probably be a bit of a bad one as he's come out of the pits. And just pushing that gravel trap on the exit of Escari, which is a very dangerous line to take. As A. Smith in the chat, as is Charlie Norcross, Smithy, Peaceful Steftad, Mummy D, Fury, and Plava, PN Motorsport, Audio Sport, our fantastic beloved sponsor, all in the chat cheering everybody on tonight. And A. Smith, come on, Little Leach and Bro, let's get pick and mix a trophy, he says. And Smithy obviously vying for that back to back. There's only been 3 teams, Dan, or 3 drivers, should I say, that have taken back-to-back Constructors' Championships 3 seasons in a row. Yourself and Biggs and Kieran Argent, the only 3 drivers to take 3 Constructors' titles in a row. Can Smithy become the 4th driver to do that? The 2 teams, obviously, Shake and Bacon, Forever Forward Racing. Smithy, obviously, changing names last year to this year, but could become the 4th driver to win 3 Constructors' Champion... sorry, I'm wrong there. This would only be his 2nd. Yeah, ignore me. Ignore me.
You're hyping him up already. You already got him ready to win next season already.
Next season, yeah, exactly. Could be on for a Kieran Argent. Let's say that one. Could be on for Kieran Argent.
Shane crosses the line and goes P4. Lucas Roth in the background. What can he do? Currently a 49.2. This is a little bit better pace than what he had earlier on. He lifted off there,
yeah.
Did. Has he still got wheel issues then?
Very unsure about that, but Lucas Roth then lifting off down the straight. Welshie into turn 1. No improvement from him there. Behind Welshie is JM Grill, and I do believe Bryn crossed the line. Bryn did cross the line. Went third briefly before JM Grill put it into P1. 1:47.5 is the benchmark now, and Holty answers, but only goes P7, Dan.
Yeah, only P7. Holty just haven't quite got a clean lap under his belt. The man we are waiting to see, though, is this man, Uqbar. He's currently 6.1 up on his best. That will currently put him in P2 at the minute. So the Ginetta on his own. I don't know if this is a good or a bad tactic. He's got no slipstream. He's got no cars around him, so he can do his own lap time, but he's got no tow. But it's a Parabolica he goes. Can the Ginetta take pole position away from the Mercedes of JM Grill as we come towards the start-finish line now? Uqbar, the Flying Dutchman, comes towards the line. What can he do?
He goes 6.2, so he's put it into P2, and he's just under half a second behind JM Grill, Dan. And good or bad thing, if he'd have had the tow, would he have got that 0.4 of a second there?
Possibly sales. I think Little Leach has had a moment. He was ahead of Shane. He's now down at...
he came out the pits just before you went on to Uqbar. So clearly going for another run. Smithy's in the pits. He might stay there with 2 minutes 23 remaining. He wants to be getting out sooner rather than later to make sure he can get a lap in. But Little Leach, Shane to the line, currently down in P7. Not got out the 49s, he says, all week. He struggled around here. Well, he finds a 48 now. And he's right within 0.2 of Little Leach then. Lucas Roth to the line. No lift this time down the straight, we see.
He's still going to be hampered, though, because obviously he lifted on the straight. So this is going to be his last attempt. Bryn on the exit of Parabolica. He looked very loose, but he's got a tow of Little Leach behind him. But Little Leach obviously had a bad lap, so he's going to have to...
Smithy's just came out the pit lane, Dan. I could hear his car pulling down the pit lane, but that's too late for Smithy. He can't set another lap time here. As JM Grill and Holty are coming to the line as well. JM Grill, does he improve any? No, he doesn't. Holty does, though. Goes up to P4. What about Welshie, 6th place? He didn't improve either. Smithy's come out the pits here, Dan, and... yeah, he's not going to get a lap in. Bryn's done as well.
Bryn is done for the session, so Smithy, even if he cut the chicane, it'd still be touch and go if he wanted to get a lap time in. So everyone's on their last laps. But Uqbar, he will cross the line to do one more lap, so possibly will be Uqbar to be the last man to set a lap time around here at Monza for the final time of this season. Can Ukbar get the Ginetta on pole position? Towards the line he comes. JM Grill is done. He thinks he's done enough for pole position here.
He does. Ukbar needs half a second. Didn't find it that lap. Has one more chance to really go at it as Shane now exits the Ascari chicane and comes down the back straight towards the Parabolica. He might just sneak in one lap, but it will be touch and go for Shane here. Trying to give it everything. He's really been an up-and-coming driver this season as DJ Phil joins, but that's too late for Phil as it's now in a normal lobby. The 2-minute warning is gone, so that is too late for DJ Phil to get back in. Shane will probably get one more chance in here, and he's going to come to the line. Little Leach is done, Bryn done, Smithy done, JM Grill done. Shane across the line, no improvement, gets one more chance at it. Lucas Roth, the next car. Has he had a good lap? He will squeeze a lap in here, Dan. Currently down in P8. Can he go above Bryn? Yes, he can, and only up to I can't find him, P3, so yeah.
As Welshi and Holty come into the final few corners. Can Holty get his car up there? At the minute, they're splitting Little Leach right now. Smithy currently slowest overall, but Holty towards the line now. He will be done for the session. As he improved, he goes P3.
Lucas Ross pitted down, so he will not get one more lap in. Welshi then stays down in 7th place for this one. So just Shane and Ukbar.
Ukbar 3/10 up after sector 2. So Ukbar, can he jump JM Grill right at the end? All he needs to do is hook up the final corner here at the Parabolica. Ukbar, can he take another pole position in this Ginetta?
Yeah, another pole position in the Ginetta, and this one will probably be one of the more impressive pole positions because you wouldn't have tipped the Ginetta for a pole round here. A 47.515 to beat. Ukbar screaming to the line. And doesn't do it, loses out by just shy of 2/10. He returns to Pierce. All eyes now on the Audi of Shane down in P6. He's given up.
Failed.
So then that is your final Q1 of the season. JM Grill, who the last time he was on pole was Daytona, and that didn't go well for him, will be on pole once again. Dan, talk us through the grid.
So for your final Q1 qualifying session, JM Grill puts it on pole position for the Mercedes. Ukbar currently in P2 as well. He's going to be sharing the front row with the JM Grill, and that's going to be a non-British front row. Frenchman and Dutchman on the front row. Then it's going to be Holty, the first lead in Brit in P3, and he's got his teammate right next to him, right where Teletubby Motorsport want to be. But they have got Little Leach in P5 on the 3rd row, with Shane just behind them as well. Welshi currently P7 as well. P8 is Bryn, and P9 is Smithy. But can he make his way through the pack and avoid any incidences to help his teammate further on? But it's going to be an interesting race. Both the guys at the front will wanting to go for a race win. Everyone else, though, especially Holty, Lucas Roth, and Little Leach and Smithy, will be thinking of the constructors.
Nothing to lose for the two at the front. Dan, who's your money on?
I'm going to put my money on JM Grill for this one.
Yeah, I'm going to go JM Grill as well. I think he's got the pace over Ukbar in the race to get it done. Pit window opens at the end of lap 4, let's not forget. No, he hasn't. Took his first pole at Daytona. He's kind of been the bridesmaid. He's kind of done what Emplava did last year, but hasn't yet taken his first win.
Hopefully today is the day, and he's still in that promotional spot, isn't he, at the minute?
Yep.
So possibly he could get himself into pro.
Yeah, looking at that opportunity, isn't he, to be in the Pro Championship for next season. All Pick and Mix need to do here is outscore Teletubby Motorsport by 16 points in this first race, and they will be the Constructors' Champions. They can wrap it up race 1, but something tells me, Dan, in this one, that it's going to go to the wire.
Possibly so. I think Lucas, Rob and Holty, if any circuit they would have come to, this would be the circuit to help take the title away. But we will see what happens.
As we've got Kieran Argent in the chat, my services for all 3 title. Evening all, come on Holty and Lucas Roth, says Fury's mum, and Dean Wisocki saying hi all. We hope to get Dean and DJ Phil in for race 2 to end the season on a high. And noticeable race starts tonight, Dan. We have 2 drivers making one 100th appearance and one 150th. But that will be in race 2. That'll be Bryn and Little Leach. And as the revs rise, and for the penultimate time this season, it's green and go. Ukbar did not move. Holty gets the electric start that he needs to. Lucas Roth as well, already trying to get past Ukbar. Well, she's thinking of coming on his son up in front as Holty's tucked in behind, and the two pick and mix Audis have not got anywhere, and that is a super crash, bros, I believe, of Shane, who has wellied the Lamborghini, who went into the back of Lucas Roth already at turn 1. I think it was Shane who caused that incident there, but they've all come through relatively unscathed, Dan, and it's JM Grill from Holty from Lucas Roth from Welsh. Ukbar got mugged at the line.
He did indeed. Ukbar just did not move, didn't go anywhere at all. But Welshie was the man on the move. He's currently up into P5. But Holty with a fantastic start. Little Leach sends it into the second chicane and gets past Welshie, as Bryn also has a look at Welshie as well. So all relatively clean bar for lap 1. But turn 1. But now they're all going to try and get themselves into a groove. 17 laps of this race, and there's a spinning Audi. That is Bryn. He's touched the grass and around he goes. That's a place for Smithy and more points for the constructors.
It is indeed, but what they don't want to see is Holty to a second, Lucas Roth in third, and I think Welsh might have some front end damage because he looked a little slow coming down towards the second chicane. Then as down towards Ascari they come for the first time of 17 laps, and it's JM Grill from Holty, but Holty pressuring the back of JM Grill, the Mercedes versus Mercedes, and you just reckon here then that Holty looks with that slipstream to have the quicker package underneath him. Ukbar though not really being dropped here as well. She's lost out. In fact, Little Leach has lost out to Ukbar then, I believe, this lap. And Shane, look, Welsh having to defend from Shane. I reckon that there's damage here. I think Smithy's had a spin in the background as well, because he is nowhere near as close to Shane as what he was last lap. Shane trying to go right round the outside, and Welsh just taps the rear. And I thought, that's big damage for Welsh, so that could be an early pit stop for him.
Yeah, definitely. So Ukbar has brought the gap. Holty has brought the gap down to less than half a second, but JM Grill leads the way. But the man has been saying about a particular driver wanting him to join Simplay Motorsport. We told him he's not allowed in the Pro-Am because we know his pace. So if JM Grill gets himself into that promotional spot, we could see a brand new driver on the grid for next season. Next season is going to be a really difficult season in the Pro.
Spicy.
Whoever is going to be champion.
Spicy, and I cannot wait for it. Dan as Ukbar then. He's not really being dropped by Lucas Roth here in that slipstream. The Ginetta seems to have the upper hand over Lucas Roth. Is Lucas Roth suffering with damages? Ukbar looks to pull out now, and Lucas Roth has that car between himself and Little Leach at the moment, giving him that breathing space that he needs as well. She's now out the pits and has his 100% damage on the rear sorted out. Holty now just trying to stick with JM Grill. JM Grill looks like he's got a good package underneath him, but so does Holty. Ukbar tonight is really surprising me in this race.
He is indeed. He seems to have the pace to stick with the Mercedes at this precise stage. And Lucas Roth, all Lucas needs to do right now is keep his cool and to protect Holty. Because right now, they're scoring big points, and Little Leach is only P5 and Smithy down in P8. But with the less drivers here, it will still help pick and mix at this stage. But at the minute, Holty and Lucas Roth are doing everything right.
The bonus for pick and mix, as well as Holty's made a mistake at the Ascari chicane. Holty's had a mistake, and Lucas Roth and Ukbar will sail past. Will that invite Little Leach? Look at the state of the back of Lucas Roth's car, a bit of damage. Oh, and Ukbar's just tapped the rear of him, and onto the grass he goes. He's going to have to stay wide. In fact, Lucas Roth, after the tap, has gone round.
He's got big damage to that, and I think that's going to have to be reviewed at the stewards there, because that was a bit mad there. We went on board with Ukbar, collects Lucas Roth in a straight line now. I don't know if Keegs moved over as well, so possibly caught Ukbar out, but that's just promoted Little Leach up in the P4.
I tell you what, Dan, I've just seen it on the switch next to me there. It looks like as Ukbar pulls out, he had a bit of a slide, and as he's caught it, he's then tapped the rear of Lucas Roth. So it seems as if he's pulled out a bit too sharply there, did Ukbar, but Holty made a mistake. Lucas Roth now down to 5th, Little Leach up to 4th, and Pick and Mix Motorsport will be licking their lips as Smithy had lost out to Bryn and Shane. Bryn's now got past Shane in this one as well, and is now on the back of a wounded Lucas Roth. So if the two Audis of Bryn and Shane can get past that Mercedes-Benz, that could be fortunate for Pick and Mix Motorsport and the upper hand in this first race. As Ukbar through the second chicane into P3 and on the podium at the minute as they come into Lesmo 1. Holty's got work to do to regain over JM Grill.
Yes, indeed. Shane looks like he's struggling as well. So both Shane's had another moment here. He's gone over the chicane. He's going to have to lift the time, but obviously bouncing over the curves. Smithy will try and gain an advantage here, but he's currently P8. But Ukbar still on the hunt to get past the Mercedes-Benz. Meanwhile, JM Grill is long gone. The 71-year-old is long gone into the distance here at Monza.
If you remember back to Daytona, the thunderstorms put end to his pole position quickly in that race, but it's clear skies all night here at Monza, and JM Grill on absolute fire at the moment as he's coming through Ascari. Lucas Roth, with that bit of damage, has got Bryn actually gaining on him, Dan. He's got damage on the front, a bit of damage on the rear, I reckon, from that contact with Welsh early on. And the pit window will open at the end of the next lap. The only guy who's not got to pit again is this man, who had 100% on the rear, and you could tell that from the way the rear wing fell off. That's an indication to us as in the comms box and you at home as to whether that's 100 rear on the back or not. As Michael Bembridge in the chat, chop, Shane, he says. And Holty, 3.5 seconds up on his last lap time, 2 tenths slower than JM Grill, 2 tenths slower than Ukbar behind him.
Yeah, so Holty looks like he's just trying to get himself back into the groove as such here. And at the minute, he's got the Ginetta hunting him down, so he's got to keep his eyes out.
Here's the thing. How is Holty? Because last week he had COVID, so he could still be suffering at the moment, let's not forget.
Yeah, possibly so. He could be still having the
I forgot to ask if he's okay.
Well, clearly he's okay because he's currently out on track at this site. Bryn's also starting to bring Lucas Roth back in. But yeah, I think he's shifted probably the worst of COVID right now. If he hadn't been able to race, he probably wouldn't have. But JM Grill hasn't quite got it as easy as he thinks. He's 3.6 ahead, so Holty's starting to get some pace back.
Starting to, just looks like he's gapped Ukbar a little bit as Smithy trying to get on the back of Shane, and Smithy knows that every place he gains in this race will put him that one step closer. And
I think Ukbar might have possibly gone a bit wide on the exit at Lesmo too, because he was within a second and he's just dropped out of that second on Holty. So Holty now is starting to get his act together and try and hunt down JM Grill. He's currently 9 tenths up his best, which would easily put him fastest at the minute. It
would easily put him fastest at the minute, and he's now got the gap down under 4 seconds to this man. And Holty, we clearly know from the chat he's using Fury's setup tonight, so is that going to bring him good fortune? Bryn really bringing the gap down to this man, Dan. And I said in the practice session that it's been an up and down season, Dan, and this man kicked off the season in fantastic fashion. Didn't have the middle part of the season that he wanted, but has ended it. He's come back strong last week, and he's looking a bit average at the moment.
Yeah, he is at the minute, and I think a lot of it is to do with the Audi as Lucas Roth comes towards the start-finish straight. And look at the pace that the Audi has, because Lucas Roth is carrying damage. It's not very fast in a straight line. Normally that Mercedes would be long gone.
Lucas Roth has missed a trick there, if you ask me. He could have pitted at the end of that lap. Shane, straight in.
He is straight in on lap 4, and Bryn down the inside. Maybe Keegs is just trying to go as long as he possibly can. Smithy also into the pits, and he's dropped the rear as well. So Keegs has dropped the rear, and he's going to drop further back down the grid. As Ukbar is still within reach of Holty. Holty, that last lap was 7 tenths faster than JM Grill. So for Little Each here, he'd see on his leaderboard that Bryn's overtaken Lucas Roth, and they'll be licking their lips at that. Shane and Smithy coming out the pits now, so came in together, they're coming out together, and Welshie here is coming out the Parabolica and will not be too far off the back of them two then as they come down the straight. He'll be at top speed as Holty has touched the grass out of Lesmos and he's in the wall. And Dan, the mistake Ukbar made last lap, Holty's made now, and look who's about to come flying past him. Oh, a bit of lag there as well. We'll jump off him. Holty gets going. That is crabbing badly. And Little Leach and Dan, well, the good fortunes just keep coming for this man at the moment. Champion last week. And that puts these two in the box seat at the moment with Lucas Roth and Holty both carrying wounded Mercedes-Benz. One's got to pit now. The other's got to wait till lap 6. Dan, I think it's swinging in the way of this pick and mix motorsport team. Yeah, definitely. So Holty currently exiting Ascari right now.
Look at it.
Lucas is only now coming to Ascari. Keys could probably carry on with his damage by the list. He could carry on, but Holty is going to be held for a while. But Little Each has been gifted P3 here. He spun!
He's round middle of Parabolica, gets it out of the way. He's got no damage to that car, fortunately. He rejoins now. But Ukbar coming in, slowing it down. Make sure you get it under 60 kmh, and he does so. Holty in then at the end of lap 5. And just as we say, he gets past Holty, he has a bit of a mistake, and that promotes Bryn onto the podium now.
The question is, how long is Holty's pit stop going to be? That is the question.
He's missed his box!
He's just missed the box ever so slightly, so it's going worse for him right now. Welshie currently on the back of Smithy here. And Smithy going to the inside here and needs to always have a great scrap as they come towards Parabolica. Holty, is he still not moved yet? No, so he's going to have big damage, and at the minute he's going to fall behind possibly Shane as he comes.
I think he's going to fall behind the three of them, Dan. That dot is still not moving, and Smithy trying to tuck underneath Welshie trying to go around the outside of him. Shane is through. Holty still not away, and these two, Welshie and the slipstream of Smithy, should come flying past up the inside. Holty still not moving, Dan. You just saw in the background there. Holty dead last. This is not good for the Constructors' Championship for these boys.
No, it is not, and Smithy is now ahead. Smithy, who are flashing the lights to Welshie there, as he lets the Lamborghini through. But Smithy would be more important to see that that man is just behind him, so more points for him. Shane currently coming through Parabolica and Curva Grande, and he heads towards the second chicane. So he's made a decent recovery right now. I believe he's pitted already. So
he has
already. I think he's the first man to pit.
Him and Smithy was. Lucas Roth is 23 seconds ahead of Shane, so keep your eyes on that. Holty was attacking JM Grill, is about to be lapped by JM Grill. So Holty, work to do, Dan, as he comes into the Variante del Retifio, sorry. I'll get there. We'll get there. We've got this, Dan.
Practice makes perfect.
Exactly. Bryn up into third place then. 3 seconds out of Little Leach. Little Leach made another mistake or two because he wasn't that far behind him at the end of the last lap. These boys, though, carrying on their way. Ukbar, second place at the minute. 5 seconds off the lead. A bit slower than JM Grill at the moment, but absolutely doing what he needs to do. Matching the pace of Bryn so far. Little Leach did make a mistake that lap time. Looks, he's 2 seconds off the back. Lucas Roth then now comes in at the end of lap 6. And Dan, it's going from bad to worse for the Teletubby Motorsport boys.
It looked amazing for them at the start, and then it's just all gone badly wrong towards the end of this first race anyway. But Keegs is in. How quick is his stop going to be? Shane's currently coming through Parabolica now, so he might lose out to Shane here.
I've seen Shane say that he's struggling to make time. I think I know where he's losing a lot of his time.
Where's that?
He stays very tight at the Parabolica, I noticed there. Lucas Roth, not as long a stop as Holt. He's on his way out. Is he going to lose out to Welshie? Yes, he is. Smithy? Also yes. So he'll come out. The Teletubby Motorsport boys down at 8th and 9th. And they're right behind a pick a mix lad. And Smithy will make it as hard as possible for these two to get past. These two as well, fighting JM Grill and Ukbar and Welshie and Bryn for them promotion spots.
They are indeed, as Lucas Roth goes into the chicane now. He'll look to try and pass Smithy as quickly as he possibly can and try and get some points back. But Little Leach just has to keep his car on track. As Bryn, I think, is at the moment. He's in the wall. He has. At the Ascari chicane, he's dropped it from P3. Luckily enough, it's towards the back end of the lap so he can get himself in the pitch. JM Grill and Ukbar still not pitting yet. They're choosing to carry on their way. Has Holty had a spin at turn 1? He had a spin at the first chicane. He looks slow to get away from there. I'm not too sure. But either way, he is 20 seconds behind his teammate, who's 4 seconds behind Smithy and ran wide at Lesmo 1. It's going the way of the pick and mix boys at the minute. Welsh, after his first lap pit stop, is up to 4th. Shane, the first of the pit runners inside the pit window, is up into P5. You'd imagine we're going to see Bryn come in the pits now. He's in. Is he? He is.
Yeah, very slowly, very gingerly.
Yes. You just realised what you just said.
Yeah, I just clicked on because he's ginger, yeah.
Little Leach currently P3 as well, and staying out of trouble and not being able to get caught up in the incidents. He has had a spin already, though, so he'll be trying to keep his nose clean. Ukbar, once again, surprising us all in the Ginetta, P2.
He's gained time as well, Dan.
Leads the way.
He's gained time. Ukbar's gained time on JM Grill there. Gained a little bit of time, just chipped away at that middle sector. And I wonder if that's where Ukbar's quicker. Out the second chicane through the Lesmos. And then this is where he'll probably start to lose the time to that Mercedes-Benz up front because of the fact it's a quick section of the track. Very good evening to Monkey Boy in the chat then. As Holty there, look, is slow. I think he's slowly pulled a little bit away from JM Grill. We'll have to see on the lap times over the next lap or two. But Lucas Roth, Smithy and Bryn, I do believe, are all together by that first chicane. And they are, look. In fact, she's not too far in front of them as well. So already the front two are 25 seconds up the road from Little Leach. And everybody else is nearly a lap down at the minute. But JM Grill hasn't yet pitted and getting stopped. Oh,
the last thing you want to do if you're the race leader is get a penalty as you come into the pits.
He very nearly messed that one up as Ukbar then a 48-1. So a great lap from Ukbar there. Little Leach now, will he retaliate? Will he react and come into the pit? Sorry, Bryn came out just ahead of Smithy then. And has Lucas Roth on the back of him. So Bryn here, trying to pull away and catch Welshie. Oh, had a wiggle out of the Lesmos, did Bryn there. And JM Grill is out the pits before Little Leach has even come round, Dan. So he has flown in his stint.
Yeah, he's done a very good stint there. The only man to currently match him at the minute has been Ukbar, who is currently doing a 1:48.1, so he's got very good pace in that Ginetta. And Little Leach, I don't think he'll mind too much that JM Grill was in front of him. He's already won the title for drivers, so he's quite happy just to let JM Grill go and take the win. All he needs to do is just outscore the two Teletubby boys, who are currently 8th and 9th and currently last. But Ukbar, little slow through Lesmo too. He's had a moment there.
He has as well. I wonder if he's just bounced off the inside curb as Lucas Ross had another moment at the Parabolica then. So he's got to regroup and go after Smithy once again. Bryn started to gap Smithy a little bit, and can he hunt down Welshie? As that, I think, is Bryn's outlap. I think it was anyway, a 1:56.8. So that then for Bryn. 3 seconds slower than the two cars behind, so not too bad for Bryn on an outlap, but Lucas Roth made a mistake. Holty still some 20 seconds, 19 seconds off the back of Lucas Roth, and them two Mercedes are struggling to catch the back of Smithy. So the Mercedes here, Dan, we thought it'd be Mercedes dominance. It's not.
It's not indeed. If you've got a decent setup, then and the car feels good here, just don't make mistakes and you should be alright. Maybe this is something that the Mercedes boys in the Pro might need to keep an eye on. Although you may have a good fast car, maybe it's all about consistency, and at the minute the more stable Audi is doing the job.
Ukbar in the pits on lap 9 of 17. I do believe we'll have Leon Fernie and DJ Phil in for the next race. That's good to see. And hopefully we'll have Dean Wysocki, which will mean we'll have 12 to finish out the season out of the 14 that are in it at the moment. Which the top 5 can't qualify for race 2. So that'll give us a few more qualifiers in the second race as well. As Lucas Roth now on the back of Smithy. Little Leach as well is choosing to pit. So now then, Little Leach to Shane. What's that gap?
That currently is 22.9, so I think Little Leach should be okay between him and Shane. As Keeks has now got past Smithy as they go into the Ascaria chicane.
Oh, Smithy's dropped it! Just went in too hot. Oh, Bryn must have dropped it somewhere then, because Bryn was ahead of these two a moment ago.
Yeah, so Bryn's made a mistake somewhere along these lines. So Shane now exits the Parabolica, and Little Leach is coming to the end of the pit lane. So Shane might be close to him as they go to turn 1. As they go on board with him, there is Little Leach. I don't know why he's that far over on the white line, but he's coming over and he's going to make it into turn 1. Shane going around the outside trying to outbrake him, and he manages to get it done.
No.
Little Leach stays there, and they give each other space. Great racing from these two, and Little Leach just hangs on there, but Shane is right on the rear wing. But right now, Smithy and Bryn.
Yeah, they're both pitting. No, they're both pitting, yeah. So I wonder if Bryn Spannon got damage then. So Bryn and Smithy pitting. So again, that'll allow Holty back up a couple of places. Shane there, I reckon if he'd have braked in his normal spot, would have done Little Leach round the outside. And he's now just got to be cautious. Little Leach defending, going a little deep, but he doesn't really compromise his rundown. You can kind of go deep here and not compromise it too much.
He massively compromised himself. He was very slow on exit.
Yeah, what I mean by that though is you're not losing it on the exit because you've already got that line covered. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I reckon if Shane was a little bit more racing experience under his belt, he would have been able to slingshot past. As both of them have a little wiggle there, and the race between Smithy and Bryn, and Bryn jumps Smithy in the bits.
Yeah, Bryn wins that one then, so Smithy down to P9. So at least Little Leach is in front of the Teletubby boys at the moment, and they're going to want a few more places. Lucas Roth needs 10 seconds to his teammate, and he's some 16 seconds off the back here. And I thought Little Leach here was losing the rear of the car, but it was the way the camera was panning round Shane all over that curb. And Shane wants to watch Little Leach here for how he takes the Parabolica, because Shane has been taking it so tight, and I reckon that's where he's losing all his time. Welsh, you look in the background. Oh, he's had a bit of a wiggle on the exit of Ascari, and Shane then in that slipstream just getting a little closer, can't outbrake Little Leach there, and Shane just needs to watch Little Leach here. There we go, he's took a wider line, and it's Pick a Mix versus Super Crash Bros, both for Little Leach and Shane, and for Bryn and Smithy here, as they are being lapped by Ukbar.
Yeah, this is going to be awkward because Ukbar wants to clear these two, but they're in the middle of a fight. So Ukbar really has to be cautious about this, and Smithy allows Ukbar to go through. as Ukbar bounces over the curb there and just hampers him there as Little Leach has actually lost time to Shane, and Shane's gone wide.
I think Shane's absolutely launched one up there around the outside of Little Leach again there, and he's outbraked himself at turn 1. Shane has pitted Emplava. Every driver now has pitted, so they are all done. JM Grill leads this race 8 seconds ahead of Ukbar, and they are just gone up the road from Little Leach and Shane, who are having an awesome scrap. And Shane here, Dan, he's been one of the most improved this season, as well as Bryn and a few others. How this man's not won a race. There's 2 races still left. He's just hit the sausage curb a bit too hard, but this man is a real force to be reckoned with next season.
Oh yeah, definitely so. It's just a few little things that he needs to just improve on, tweak on, and then I think Shane could be possibly on his way to possibly going to take good race wins, maybe a Constructors title, and even if he has a perfect season as well, maybe he could take the drivers as well. But at the minute, he's just got to iron out those little mistakes, which he will learn, especially in the mid-season. And the one thing I highly recommend he do is learn new cars and get involved in other championships. So even try F2s, V8s, Radicals, whatever's coming the way that's available to him. Give him a go, because
just drive.
The more you drive, the more you learn.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree with you more there, Dan. And I've always said this to people, is just drive. Doesn't matter what it is, doesn't matter if you like it or not, just drive. Because the more you drive, the more experience you get. While we have a bit of a lull in the race, Dan, would you like to know the tracks that have been selected for next season to be in the draw? As Ukbar's gone very deep at turn 1 then, and has to hop over the chicane. And again, Smithy's kind of got to avoid the back of Ukbar then, as he's trying to unlap himself but stay out of harm's way. He wants to hunt Bryn down, but can't do so because Ukbar keeps making mistakes in front of him. Let's watch Ukbar here through the Curva Grande. There you go then, down to the Della Rogier chicane. God, nailed that pronunciation. And again, Ukbar's just once again gone deep. And is he just going to... He's let Smithy go. So that's interesting. He's clearly starting... We saw this last week at Oschersleben, Dan. Ukbar seemed to struggle at the end of the race. Is he on soft tyres?
She's made great time here, by the way. Shane's made a mistake.
Yeah.
So wherever he's made that mistake, Welshie has now managed to gain some time. He's only now 4.3 behind, so Welshie's dragging himself back in
Also,
this.
Dan...
And I arguably say that this Lamborghini is faster in a straight line than the Audi.
Yes, I'll agree with you there. Also, Little Leach to Ukbar, because Ukbar's having so many problems, that gap's down to 24 seconds. So Little Leach actually gaining on Ukbar a little bit here, as Ukbar, is he on the soft tyre, Dan? Because he looks all over the place.
Possibly so, and maybe didn't change the hards. Maybe that's what makes the Ginetta good. Maybe it's very good on the softs. Maybe the winter season, that's why the Ginetta was so strong.
Possibly, yeah.
Right now, here at Monza in the heat, as you're going to see the heat hazes, Ukbar is just struggling to stay ahead of Smithy right now. 52.4. Shane did a 53.3, and he had a mistake. So he's actually not far off of Ukbar's pace with a mistake.
He's not indeed. Ukbar crosses the line now and does a 52 dead. So he's lost 3 seconds to JM Grill. Little Leach might gain another 2 seconds. I don't think Little Leach has got enough time. I think he needs Ukbar to have a big moment. As again, look, he's just gone deep. He just can't get it stopped into the chicanes here. Anyway, the Smithy's gone round. So that'll end him catching Bryn. He went round at the first chicane then. And for Smithy, that'll end that battle with Bryn. And look, Shane and Little Leach and Welshie gaining on these two. As... Little Leach takes another 2 seconds, or 1.3 out of Ukbar. Shane crosses the line. He takes 1.1 second out of Ukbar. And Welshie crosses the line. And he takes nearly 2 seconds out of Ukbar. So Welshie actually the quickest of him and Shane and Little Leach. And isn't far off the back. Would you like to hear the tracks that are going to be in the live draw for next season? Well, so we can tell our audience as well. Right, well. Laguna Seca, Fuji, Donington National, Sonoma, which is the only track we've not had here at Simplay Motorsport. Bathurst, Snetterton 300. We don't need to guess who picked that one. Le Mans Bugatti. Oh dear. Suzuka, Sakito as we know it as. Catalunya. Zhuhai, Oschersleben A. Nürburgring. Watkins Glen. Silverstone GP. Dubai. Sugo. Kota. Branch GP. Long Beach. Thank you, Kelly. Indy Road Course, Imola, and the Red Bull Ring.
Wow. What's lunatic picked Catalunya?
What lunatic picked Catalunya? I can't actually tell you that one. It was yourself.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
The biggest question is, what lunatic picked Le Mans Bugatti? En Blava! What guy picked Donny National? That's the main track.
That's usually a circuit that you would pick, Matthew, isn't it? But
Was.
it's not you this time.
No, it got picked before I could pick it. Dean Wysocki picked that one for me. Good lad. I did a mock draw the other night, Dan, and I didn't like the tracks that was drawn. I must admit.
I absolutely loved it. It's one of pretty much near enough every one of my favourite circuits.
There was
pretty much on it.
There was one or two tracks. Donny National was on there, so I was quite pleased. As Audio Sport, aka Kelly Davis in the chat. My pleasure for picking Long Beach, he says in the chat then. Right, where are we? Shane at 3 seconds to Lidl-Each. He's also 3 seconds ahead of Welshie. Lucas Roth is only some 17 seconds off the back of Welshie, but I think is running out of time. Lidl-Each 24 off the back of Ukbar. Ukbar 20 seconds off the back of JM Grill. Looks like Ukbar started to get his times relatively down. That is a spinning Teletubby, and that is the other Teletubby going past him. So Lala overtakes Poe. And I think, Dan, I just think in this race one, it's a good start, but the way this is ending, I think they can kiss that Constructors goodbye.
Possibly so, because Lidl-Each is doing everything he needs to, even though he's not doing it gracefully as he bounces over the curb. He's doing everything he needs to do. Shane's behind him. Shane's not able to gain on him. Actually, the last few laps, it's this man who's catching them.
49.5. Took nearly a second out of Shane and nearly a second out of Lidl-Each last lap. He's rapid at the minute as Welshie. And what could have been really for Welshie? Had a poor opening lap of the race, didn't he? Got involved in a bit of contact. And what could have been maybe for this man in this race? Lap 14 or 17. And Plover, I feel like you guys love Le Mans Bugatti.
No.
I feel like I'd have rather driven the actual Le Mans circuit than Le Mans Bugatti.
I just have nightmares and remembering that Jamie was just absolutely
if Jamie signed back up, Jamie would just be sat there licking his lips. Sorry, stood there because he races standing up, doesn't he? He'd be stood there on his pad, licking his lips, going, well, the rest of the calendar, I don't know where I'm going to win, but I'll win there.
So, your random draw that you did for fun, what happened? What did we get?
What happened was Le Mans Bugatti was the start of the season.
Oh, M-Clava. That's one of the circuits I actually detest.
Yeah, do you know what? I'm with you on that one. I think we need a petition. Buzzy Boy, what about the Nürburgring? Yeah, the Nürburgring's for ACC, Buzzy. If you look at the calendar, there was a spelling error, and I didn't put the Nürburgring, I put the Nürburgring. Domo, sorry, apologies. Evening again, Ma. Great to have you in once again, buddy, though, and it is great to see you. As Dean Wysocki, DJ Phil, and Leon Fernie have all got in the session, so they will all be here for race 2. That is great to see. And Dan, Shane has got a lot closer now to Lidl-Each. Lidl-Each having a bad lap, and Shane having a pretty good lap last time around. Shane's come in here, and with lap 15 of 17, Shane is on the back of him for another position or two. Or two.
One, because I was going to say, Ukbar's long gone.
One position. Oh, who's that span? Smithy.
I thought it was Lidl-Each for a minute there as Dean Wysocki is left the session, so all these guys are managing to get in. It's a little too late. So Smithy's coming back on track. He's got damage there. He's got some hefty damage, so he's allowed Welshie back through. Welshie's not had the best of laps. He's dropped off the pace, but Shane has picked up the pace.
Oh, Lidl-Each!
On the grass.
Out the Lesmos on the grass. ACC starts next week. Emo Guy for that one then. 8 p.m. BST, hour-long race on Orthodubs will be bringing you the action of that. I actually can't wait for that one to get going, to be fair, because I'm... What?
Wait, what? What am I bringing?
ACC.
When?
Next week.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought I was having a holiday break. I thought I was going off to Mexico for a bit just to feed out the
Yeah, just stream it from there. It's only a PlayStation. As long as you've got Wi-Fi, you're fine. What was I saying?
ACC, excited for it?
No. Lidl-Each made a mistake then at the second Lesmos. Looks a little slow. Is he on the soft tyres? JM Grill, lap 16. He has been dominant and will take... It's a shame JM Grill's English isn't very good because I'd love to hear his thoughts on his first race win. He will be our oldest race winner here. I believe our current oldest is X-Mart. I believe is our current oldest race winner.
Yeah, I believe so.
So he will be our new oldest race winner. I believe Keegs is our youngest race winner. Smithy's in the pits. And Shane could be on for a final podium. Really putting pressure on Lidl-Each now. Look at that, 49.5, 49.8. Welshie a little off the pace last time around. Holty's had good pace since he's made them mistakes.
Yeah, he has. He just needs to just iron them out, really. He just needs to keep the car clean, keep it consistent. And I really do think that next season could be Holty's season. Finally, if he can get some good grips and get onto a car that he actually enjoys driving, then keep an eye out for Holty because he could possibly bring some action next season.
So many drivers, if they sign up and if they do return and they do come back, Pro and Pro-Am, Dan, that we could sit here and make a list and say there's at least a minimum of 5
Shane.
in both divisions that could win the title. A minimum of 5.
Well, we've got possibly new faces, drivers coming up into Pro, drivers coming back down to Pro-Am, and we've got returning faces as well. So make sure you tune in next season because season 7 is going to be...
Shane!
Oh, Shane, no!
And he's had such an advantage over Little Each these last 2 or 3 laps, but has now put it in the wall. And this man is coming up to the Curva Grande. He's lost out to Welshie now. Will he lose out to Holty? That's a possibility, you know, with a lap left.
Depends how much damage he is carrying, but poor Shane, he looks so good there. And again, it's just the little inexperienced moments, literally knowing how to deal with the pressures and your current Pro-Am champion. So literally showing why he's a champion. And he crosses the line to start his final lap. Is Pick and Mix on their way to become constructors? Can Smithy get another constructors under his belt as he carries Little Each once again? One
man who's on his way to his first ever Simplay victory is this 71-year-old Frenchman, I do believe, JM Grill. What a season he's had. The bridesmaid, never the bride, a bit like Emplava last season. And he's finally going to get that top step. We thought it could have happened at Daytona. It's now going to happen here. It's going to take one heck of a spin for Ukbar to gain 13 seconds, let's put it that way. And there's only one corner he's going to spin at now because he's only got one corner left to go. And Dan, he's had a fantastic race at the moment. He's really brought this one home. He's led from start to finish. He's been under a little pressure at the start from Holty. That quickly evaporated, and he has just looked solid.
He has looked solid. It's a shame that the rest of the season hasn't quite panned out his way. I think JM Grill would have been able to give Little Each a good run for his money. But watch out for him possibly in the Pro. He's doing enough to get into the promotional spot. But it's going to be JM Grill who takes his first win here at Simplay Motorsport.
The 71-year-old crosses the line now for his first ever win. A good flash of the light. Smithy finishes in 9th, a lap down behind him. The Flying Dutchman really is flying tonight with a P2. Nobody expected this from this man tonight in that Ginetta. But a P2 nonetheless, helping out his promotion stats as well. And for Little Each, your Pro-Am champion, it will be a P3. And this means that, I can tell you now, Teletubby Motorsport need to score 38 points. They aren't going to do it, which means we have got Constructors champions, Dan, here in Race 1. Little Each and Smithy are coming home to be the Constructors champions. And what a job for them this season. What a night. Welshie, though, has got really close to Little Each in these closer stages. 1 or 2 more laps, and I think Welshie may have got Little Each. But Little Each will cross the line. They will be Constructors champions. Pick and Mix Motorsport. Welshie comes across for a P4. Good race for him. Shane, what could have been on the podium maybe at the end? P5. Great night, though. Great points again for Shane. He's only finished the lowest of 11th, which was his first ever race. Since he's got into the flow of things, it's been 8th. Holty having a bit of lag there. He's going to go down as 6th.
Fair effort from the Teletubby boys, but it just wasn't enough here. Little Each did everything that he needed to do. Smithy also just being there enough was enough for him to score points, and Lucas Ruff going to cross the line in P7. Hopefully Keys can sort his wheel out and make a good comeback for next season.
Dan, who got the fastest lap of the race? Because I can confirm that they have done it. Teletubby Motorsport do win the Constructors' Championship. It was Ukbar by a 10th. Sorry, Pick and Mix win the Constructors' Championship. Smithy has taken Sweet and Sour and Pick and Mix. He's the GOAT for a reason, and what a job he has done this season. We'll get them in as well as Ukbar for a quick interview in a little moment. We'll send JM Grill an invite, and hopefully we'll try and get him in. But we'll be back in about 5 minutes' time for race 2. And hopefully we'll try and get him in. But we'll be back in about 5 minutes' time for race 2. Just pop in for a week.
Right on.
Holty sneezed and went off, he says in the chat.
Do you want me to get
Smithy and Craig, yeah. Right, back in a minute.
Champions, champions.
Who's in?
Well done, Smithy Loud.
Oh, Love Island's here.
Champions.
It's another Love Island TikTok in the making, that. Yes, Smith!
Yeah, boy. What an awful race.
May have been awful, bud, but you did it, didn't you?
Thanks to everyone that didn't turn up.
Yeah. Make sure you thank him in the chat.
I did, I put it on YouTube.
Thanks to the drivers who didn't turn up for my points. Well done, lads. Well done. I thought Shane was going to have you there at the end.
Yeah, me too, to be fair. Putting pressure on me. Like, jeez.
How does it feel to be in the presence of a goat carrying you to a Constructors' Championship?
Oh, mate, unbelievable. You've done well.
Did you hear about Sunday?
Sunday?
Have you not spoke to your brother this week?
No, I haven't, no.
Oh, dear.
I remember he was kicking off Sunday, weren't he?
Driving like a bit of a knob. I've not seen him do that before. And
Have you spoke to him or not?
I messaged him the other day seeing if you're all right. He says, yeah, fine, you? And I was like, yeah, good. And then he never replied back. And I was like, oh.
No, he's not alright.
Is he not?
No, him and Claire have had a bit of a barney.
I thought something had gone on because she put something on Facebook the other day.
Yeah, she deleted all socials. She's going through a bit of a funny period, boy. I think she's moved out for a little while.
Oh, shit, no way.
I think so.
Because
I heard. Whether she went or not, I don't know.
Because Beth saw the post on Facebook and Beth said, that's not like Gary. I've not seen Gary drive like that.
No.
Sort of thing.
I think it was maybe Friday night she said she was going to move back in with her mum, but whether she has or not, I don't know. I've not spoke to him.
No, they put a post on Facebook today.
But the buggy?
Oh, did you?
Yeah, she's fucked up at the minute.
My brother said exactly the same thing the other day.
Yeah, man.
She ain't got that, what is it, thingy.
What is it? Got post.
Where does he get, Beth?
NATO.
Post-NATO, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Only a couple of months.
Are we setting up a new lobby or can I go
No,
for a
just this one, go for a fag, mate.
Oh, either way. Back on that.
Well done, Ukbar.
Thanks. You too.
Right, I'm just going to pop away a second, Ukbar. If Dan comes back, just tell him I'm just in the kitchen a second.
Yeah.
Hello, hello, hello. Can I qualify?
Nah, mate. Where'd you come?
No.
Oh, yeah, you can.
13 drivers in this one.
Good.
Well, she got smacked right at the beginning.
Yeah, someone got punted right up the arse. Don't know who it was.
Well, she
And
got
one,
Shane.
and one of the Mercs.
Yeah, bro was saying something that you were all going swimming the other week and she pulled out.
Yeah. Don't say nothing to him, because I don't think you want anyone to know, really, but...
No, it's nothing to do with me.
No, man.
None of my business.
I did just text Matt and said, don't say nothing.
Yeah, because my little boy's, what? When was yours born? When was Tommy born?
December.
Yeah, my boy was November the 1st. Adam's is November the 14th or something.
Yeah.
There's not many months between them.
No, that's it.
I'll bring my little boy along next time.
Yeah, man.
You're off to the zoo, aren't you?
I think so. I don't know when it is, next month maybe? Or the end of... Yeah, next month some point.
Do your mate find his motorbikes?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, Germany, what a goal.
Are we all back?
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, boy, Smithy, the fucking
I can qualify,
guy.
can't I?
Yeah, top 5 can't.
Can't talk, can't
Change.
qualify.
Have you changed the settings, Matt?
No,
Have you also put a cooldown lap?
I will do now. For Little Leach and Smithy to do some crazy mad donuts.
Yes, please.
Who's in it?
All 3, bar Jam Grill.
Goodbye.
The driver, Glenn.
Stop.
Go on, Smithy, shove it on pole, mate.
So top 5 can't qualify.
I might go to Ferrari next year.
Yeah, why
Don't
not?
know, I'll do it next year. Nissan, I think.
What, with unorthodox 16?
Yeah, man.
Oof.
I'm not going anywhere near that Nissan.
No, me neither.
God.
Welcome back then, ladies and gentlemen, to Simplay Motorsport. We do have 11 drivers in. I think there should have been 12, so I'm not sure who is missing from the session at the moment. No, we're missing Bozzy and Stovsloff, aren't we? Either way, we've got the top 3 in for a quick interview. Sorry, not got the top 3 in. We've got the top 2 out of the 3, and then we've got Smithy in as well. And we will start with Ukbar then, first of all. And Ukbar, second place tonight, but real good pace from that Ginetta. As we can't quite hear Ukbar at the moment. It's Lucas Roth that we are missing, so I wonder if he's still having wheel problems.
Possibly so.
Ukbar, are you there? Okay. Yeah, can hear you now. Good pace in that Ginetta.
Yeah, thanks. I for sure didn't expect to get near the podium, so I was quite surprised.
Yeah, it was a good qualifying pace, and then the race pace as well kind of backed it up. Did you struggle, though, towards the end of that race? Because it looked like a few laps you was just struggling to break into to the first and second chicane.
Yeah. I had some for a couple of rounds some troubles with gearing down. And after a few laps, it all went a lot better. Not quite as I wanted to, but it was easier to drive.
Yeah.
But those couple of laps were hard.
Well, well done in your first race, mate. You're going to start towards the back of the pack in race 2. What can you do from there?
I hope I can get in front. I don't know. My goal is a podium. Then I'm really satisfied. But I will see.
Well, we'll let you get back to it, buddy. We'll let you get back in the session as well, because you have just left the session. So we'll let you get back in, and good luck for race 2. And we move on then to your Constructors winners. Pick a Mix Motorsport are your Constructors champions here for Season 6. And we'll start with the GOAT, first of all. Smithy, you carried myself last season. You've carried Little Each this season. What is your secret?
Big shoulders. Bloody big shoulders.
Great season, though. You must be chuffed to bits to take another Constructors Championship.
I am happy. Very happy. I'm trying to qualify for race 2. It's not going well.
You not the best of races tonight, though, buddy. But nonetheless, 2-time Constructors. You've got to be looking at a teammate next year, and whoever's looking at you in the shop window must be feeling confident of a Drivers' Championship and a Constructors win.
Well, yeah, there's some offers out there. I've just got to find the right one, right car. Hopefully, I can do a bit better finish in the top 10 myself. Not rely on just my partner to get all the points.
Well, well done, nonetheless. We'll let you concentrate on your qualifying lap, and we'll speak with your teammate. Craig, P3 tonight, Constructors Champion as well. What more could you say?
Yeah, happy. I have to say I'm happy with Smithy. He's been a great partner all season. Wasn't expecting a podium tonight, though, to be fair.
He is the GOAT. He's helped me last year. He's helped you this year. He's got the Leachy boys back to winning ways, and the Audi, a lot of stick from Smithy at the beginning of the season for not going the 24-hour Audi, but it's done you the world of good sticking with this one.
Well, it's done me the world of good. I can't complain, but he still says the 24 hours better. So let's see if he picks it next season, shall we?
P3 in the race. You had some pressure from Shane late on in that one until he made a mistake. Just talk us through your race.
Yeah, basically, I just tried to keep behind the quick boys, to be fair, in the marks, and a few were spinning, making a few mistakes, kept consistent. I made a few mistakes myself. Shane did catch me, putting loads of pressure on, but he managed to lose it, and I was away again, I suppose.
Race 2, you're going to be starting by the back. What can you do from there?
Looking at this, I'll be starting at the back. It's not a bad thing on the first corner, I suppose, but hopefully we'll pick them off and get top 5 maybe. We'll see. Well, top 5. Well done to both of you. We'll let you get back to it. Smithy, very, very happy with that.
Just want to say, Smithy, it's a little bit too early to be doing donuts right now, mate. Just focus on your qualifying.
Mate, I can't concentrate. I've got 2 things going on at once.
As the championship standings then do look like this, Little Each now 114 points to JM Grill, but that's obviously done and dusted. Lucas Roth, third place. He's not here, still having wheel problems, I do believe, for this one in P3. Does that mean Holty will get that final promotion spot? Ukbar is only 6 behind Holty as well, so he's flying. Welshie within 4 points of Ukbar. Bryn kind of losing out a bit there, but he's only 9 points behind Welshie. Dean Wysocki probably not in the race for that top 6, 7 spot now. 8th place could be his best, but Shane is 4 points behind him. Smithy in 10th place on 165. DJ Phil on 149 with Stoke Sloth 137. Bozzy Boy 121. Leon Fernie -4. Has a chance to get into positive points by the end of the season. Pick a Mix Motorsport and 550 points, 66 clear with 47 up for grabs of Teletubby Motorsport. Super Crash Bros P3 at the moment, 11 points clear of My Mate Racing to have a real chance to secure P3 in this one. They are 17 clear, of Terminal Velocity Racing and MC Motorsport out of the running for that P3 spot. Getting quicker, My Mate, bottom of the pack again. And Dan, a happy Ukbar, a happy Little Each, a happy Goat. You can't say more than that.
And probably a very, very happy JM Grill as well, obviously being struggling with his English. He obviously chose not to come enjoy this in the party. But nonetheless, massive congratulations to JM Grill. And what an achievement that he's just gone and done as well. Oldest driver on the grid, and he goes and takes a win here at Simplay Motorsport as well in the Mercedes. So massive congratulations to him. And at the minute, on his way to possibly end up in the Pro. And with the rumours of what driver is going to be joining him, I reckon Pro is going to be the hardest season yet. Matt overtaking Fury. Whoever will take the title tomorrow night will have a massive challenge for them next season. A massive challenge.
Hey, look, I'm fascinated to see what happens here. Dan, if we talk about no promotion at the moment and we put Holty, let's say Lucas Roth stays third, even though he's not here, and Holty doesn't get promoted, and we put Holty and Ukbar and Bryn, Welshie Shane in the hats. We're hearing rumours of Rabbit Joe coming back. We are hearing rumours of people coming down at the moment. With drivers coming back, who are you looking at for Pro-Am next season to be the real sort of standout driver, the championship winner? Who's your kind of tip?
Possibly this man here, Holty, would be the one to keep an eye on. After he's been struggling to get setups right, but he's been learning slowly, bit by bit, how to get the car set up right. Ukbar is another man to keep an eye out as well. Possibly get that one season where he just has no bad luck and he gets it all together. Another man to keep an eye on also is Welshie, possibly as well. When Welshie has a good night, he has a very, very good night. So who knows? It could be anyone's. And obviously Bryn as well. Tidy up his season. He had a very good first half of the season. If he can do what he done in the first half, he can have an amazing season and possibly take the title. But possibly the man I am most looking forward to next season is this man, Shane. Yeah. With just a small amount of time of him learning here at Simplay Motorsport, he could possibly bring in something amazing next season, depending on what car and depending on the teammate, possibly still with Bryn. But Holty is a man to keep an eye on, and also possibly 3 drivers coming down from the Pro, and rumours being it's probably going to be Arjun, KLF, and possibly Monkey Boy. Monkey Boy, a previous Pro-Am champion. Yeah. Arjun, multiple Constructors champion, and also Kelly,
2-time runner-up.
Losing out. Yeah, 2-time runner-up, and lost out by a point to Rabbit Joe.
Lost out by a second place to Rabbit Joe in season 3.
Place in season 3. The closest fight we've had to the very, very end here at Simplay Motorsport at Bathurst.
And of course, Rabbit Joe, rumours of him coming back. So not only just Monkey Boy and Argent, multiple champions in Pro-Am on the grid, but you've then got Rabbit Joe. If he does come back in the mix, he's a season 3 champion, and Kelly pushed him hard all the way. Pro-Am looks a spicy, spicy league next season.
Yeah, definitely so. And with the driver quality in Pro-Am, they're going to have to step up, especially the likes of Dean, Bryn, Smithy, all these guys are going to have to find another level just to make sure. And if that Bozzy Boy gets a wheel sorted as well, he could possibly be in the mix also as well. So all sorts could happen next season. But also, with all the good drivers leaving the Pro-Am and graduating up to Pro, they're going to have a lot on their hands. Little Each, the main experienced guy out of all of them, he knows exactly what he is going to get himself in for. But I don't know if JM Grill, Holty, or possibly Keeks has been in the Pro before, but I don't know what they're going to be expected for the next season, because there's a lot of rumours of drivers returning, new drivers coming.
Yeah.
So it's going to be an interesting one for sure.
Indeed it is. And when we speak about Pro-Am, I'm sure you and Jamie will talk about it a bit more in length tomorrow night, but the Pro as well just looks as tasty as what Pro-Am does, doesn't it? With what we're hearing, again, returning drivers, old faces coming back, new drivers coming in. There's so many drivers on the list for Pro as well that could win the title. Rumours of yourself coming back. Obviously, I'm returning, hopefully, all being well, if we can find someone to stream. That could put us two on the grid. You've then got Gary and overtaken Fury. In that division, we're hearing of a newcomer. Xmart might be returning. We'll have to see on things like that. It brings and bodes for such a fascinating Pro-Am. And Season 7, I think we said it last season in Season 4, Season 7 really could be the one of the best seasons at Simplay Motorsport. Yeah. It really could be. Qualifying then has rapidly finished, and this man DJ Phil, he missed race 1. He's currently third quickest out there. Any improvement at the minute? Holty's bolted to the pit, so he's done. DJ Phil stays P3, no improvement. That is Dean Wysocki having a massive wiggle in the background. Leon Fernie down in 5th place, 4.5 seconds off the back of Smithy, off the back of Dean Wysocki, then his teammate, trying to get points into the positive points this season. Can he find any more pace? He finds a little bit, but stays P5. In the background, it's Smithy having a wiggle out the parabolica there. Then can he find any time to go in front of Leon Fernie? No, he's slowing down across the line, so I think he's going to start P6. Bryn then, he's coming to the line now. What will he do?
P5.
Oh, Smithy does go P5. Apologies. So Smithy goes P5. Bryn improved his time, but there was no pole position for him. So it will be Holty for the final time this season to take his third pole position of the season. Bryn will end his season in P6. In P2, good start for him. Dean Wysocki got up to third place there. DJ Phil in a good, solid 4th place with Smithy 5th. Leon Fernie down in 6th place. And then the non-qualifiers. Utbar, JM Grill, Shane from Welshie, and I do believe Little Leach and... who am I not seeing? No, it's just Little Leach we're not seeing at the back of the pack. Dan, final time. Oh, we've lost Bryn. Oh, no. That would be his 100th race.
He's going to have to wait till the next season now, or if he does it in the F2.
Oh, we've lost Bryn for the final time this season. He will not make his 100th start. One man that will make his 150th is the current Pro-Am champion then. Will make his 150th start in this one. And Bryn was set to start P2. That's promoted Dean Wysocki to P2. Phil to 3rd. Smithy 4th. Leon Fernie 5th. Ukbar 6th. JM Grow 7th. Shane 8th. Walshy 9th. Little Each 10th. Dan, tips for the win for the tip for the win for the final race this season.
I honestly don't know. I'm going to go with Holty on this one.
Yeah, I think I am as well.
JM Grill taking his first win. Has Holty taken a win this season?
He has, I do believe. I will tell you in a moment. Just doing the... Bryn's joined, but unfortunately for him, he's not going to be able to get back in. Holty, this season, has taken a win. The first race of Imola is what I've got.
Holty, possibly.
No, yeah, sorry, the first race at Imola, yes.
So Holty, obviously, with a race win to his name. Dean Wysocki, I don't think has a race in the win to his name this season.
Not
Can
this
he
season.
Put that to bed here in the final race of the season? One other man who needs to make sure that he gets a win this season is Gary131. He has taken a win at least every season he's raced here at Simplay Motorsport. Can he do it here at Monza? And with the Mercedes-Benz in his hands, possibly so. But Matt, final time here for the Pro-Am.
Final time here for the Pro-Am. Just looking at Jamie Brazier. Might be another return, he says in the chat. For the final time then, we get to say it one more time together. It's green and go, and DJ Phil gets a blinder, but then gets a bit bogged down on his second phase after a wiggle. And Dean and Holty get a pretty even start, and it's all away relatively cleanly. Smithy just a little each waiting in the background. Phil's trying to make this interesting. Dean trying to go around the outside as Phil up the inside of Dean Wysocki then, and that is job done for P2. Leon Fernie losing out to Smithy there as well, and Dean looks like he's got the better run on the chicane, and we'll be doing a Fernando Alonso on Sebastian Vettel around the outside of the Curva Grande. Everybody through through turn 1, clean as a whistle this time. Dean's Mercedes-Benz, look, barely out-dragging the Ginetta of DJ Phil. And is he going to be as strong as Uqbar was in race 1? Dean now, inside line, into that second chicane, gets it stopped, gets it turned in. Job done for Dean Wysocki. There is Smithy on 2 wheels. And I think we've had a spinner. Yeah, we have.
JM Grill has the spin, but he manages to avoid incident. But Welshie, once again, bad luck, gets caught up in it. Dean's gone round now. Big hit on the front for Dean, so he's going to have damage. Smithy is up at the P2.
Uqbar's lost it. Did he catch Shane? No, he didn't. He manages to get onto the grass out of harm's way, and JM Grill and Welshie gain an extra place. Dean will get back out of Uqbar, but he's carrying front when damage here. Did Welshie just lose it, I think, as he come up the inside of Dean Wysocki? I think he hit the curb and had a spin. Yes, he did. As DJ Phil now behind Smithy, trying to look around the outside on the grass, and he's trying to carry the speed through Ascari. He's got Leon Fernie right up behind him, Dan, and for the final time this season, it's typical Pro-Am, mistakes and spins everywhere.
Holty's long gone down into the distance. Everyone's too busy messing around with one another, and they've gone. Little Leach has also made progress on the back of the pack. He's already halfway up the grid, up in the P5. Shane's had a decent start, not the best start, but he's made his way behind Little Leach. So he could probably just use Little Leach to just push his way through with him. But DJ Phil and Leon Fernie going at it into Parabolica, and Leon Fernie with that run, with that Mercedes grunt. Can he find a way past the Ginetta? He goes to the inside.
Yeah, goes to the inside now, and he's coming down towards the first chicane, the Variante Dera Tafio. And they are really reeling in Smithy. Leon Fernie has decided to back out of it. Just taps DJ Phil up the rear. And I'm very shocked that Mercedes did not come flying through as Welshie early into the pit lane.
It looks like he's got damage to the front end of that car. So really, stewards probably won't mind it too much now. It's the final end of the season, so Welshie probably with front end and crabbing damage. But towards the final time here at Simplay Motorsport, as Leon Fernie down the inside of DJ Phil, but Little Leach is right there behind them. The Pick and Mix boys want to finish the season on a high. Can they get another win here? With the way Holty's driving, he's long gone.
Holty is long gone up the road, and DJ Phil coming back at Leon Fernie up the inside. He's tapped him round. He was looking up the inside of the Lesmos, and Leon Fernie just gets out of the way as JM Grill comes round the corner, and DJ Phil there just tapping Leon Fernie round, and he's lost out to Little Leach and Shane as a result of that. And I tell you what, DJ Phil there a day late and $1 short, and Leon Fernie's now got his pressure from his teammate behind for the final time this season then, and Dean Wysocki will want to make sure that he doesn't lose out to Shane in this championship and finish down in P9. He's currently doing just that, though. He's losing out to Shane. He's on the back, Leon Fernie, and probably quite sensibly there for Dean. Just waits and patiently sits behind Leon Fernie and tries to get the better run out the chicane. But Dean carrying damage on the front end and just taking a lot of curb at the Ascari chicane there, and that is not helping Dean's momentum in this track tonight. Little each from Shane from DJ Phil, 3rd, 4th and 5th, as Shane very wide at Parabolica. Whew, Phil! Whoa. Phil! Just flies up the inside. He's getting stuck in. Lost momentum race 1. He's getting stuck in here in race 2.
Yes, indeed. And Leon Fernie trying to regain himself as Holty's bounced over the chicane there.
Steady on.
Smithy, though, still doing a very, very good job of holding on to P2 at the minute, but Pick and Mix currently 2 and 3. Can they get themselves on the podium one last time this season? There's a DJ Phil currently P4, Shane P5, JM Grill now on the back of Shane. So JM Grill working his way through the pack. Hopefully he can try and get himself near the front and give Holty a run for his money. Currently 11 seconds behind him. Leon Fernie recovering in P7 with his teammate Dean right behind him, and Uqbar P10 with Welshie in P11. And I don't know if Welshie's damage has been repaired. Let's look how much fuel he's running, 78 litres.
And I think that's to compensate the car going into 20 litres at the end of the race. I know that people who drive the Lamborghini say it is a bit of a handful to drive at the end of the race. Holty's 9th pole position here at Simplay Motorsport, with JM Grill's 3rd as well as Mercedes-Benz 80th pole position. 77th pole position. It's had 80 race wins to its name, and can that get more tomorrow night? Then as DJ Phil elbows out, he's back out of Shane. JM Grill's hunting these two down. Dean and Leon Fernie still battling in the background. We've not seen much of Uqbar in this second race in terms of coming through the pack. He's had a bit of a poor start to this race, but Holty then long gone, and Smithy here kind of under no pressure from his teammate. I'm sure Little Leach is just happy to let Smithy get on the podium here.
I think that's what Smithy and Little Leach are probably going to be doing right now. I think Little Leach is going to be his kind of wingman here. If Holty does anything wrong here, I'm pretty sure Little Leach will try and do everything in his power to make sure that Smithy gets the opportunity for a race win this season. But Shane is looking down the inside of DJ Phil as they head towards Parabolica, and that Ginetta seems very good through Parabolica.
It does seem very good through Parabolica, and it seems pretty evenly matched with the Audi. A bit better through the corners maybe, as Dean Wysocki and Leon Fernie still trying to fight it out in the background. You just see Dean keep pulling out and having a look on Leon Fernie in the distance, but he's not close enough. So although he's looking, he isn't close enough yet. The pit window has just opened. I thought we'd have seen Dean in to repair his damage, but he has not. And these three getting ever closer as they come down through turn 1 for the 4th time in this race. And I guess a bit sad to see the end of the GT3 season, but at the same time it brings new chapters, and what a chapter this could be for Smithy to get a podium. Didn't get one last season, obviously controversial at Alton Park, but didn't get one there. It'll be so nice to see him on the podium after he's just won his Constructors' Championship.
Yeah, definitely so. It'd be nice to see his DJ Phil goes a little bit wide in the second chicane, and Shane gets really close, as does JM Grill. Just in the background is Dean right on the back of Leon. But there goes DJ Phil. He goes
and
wide.
Shane
goes with him. And that's just giving JM Grill the easy positions there, and through he goes. Can he hunt down the two pick and mix boys now?
P4 then for JM Grill, and Shane and DJ Phil really made a mistake, and I wonder if Shane just got caught out by DJ Phil running so deep. But now the Mercedes-Benz boys of Leon Fernie and Dean Wysocki can hunt down after that Ginetta, and Little Each just getting a bit closer to Smithy, but will he hold station and try and keep that dominant Mercedes of race 1 behind him? And again, it's kind of been the same story really, just a different Mercedes-Benz at the front of the pack this time around.
Yeah, Halsey just long gone and clear from the rest of the pack. He doesn't need to push now. He just needs to just take his time. He knows he's got the slow Audis behind him. He's got a 10-second gap, and it's just Smithy and Little Each just behind him. And I think the goal here will be trying to get Smithy on the podium as high as he possibly can, because they'll know that this man will be hunting him down. But Shane's not too far behind him though.
Yeah, Shane's not too far behind him. He has. Just about to say that Leon Fernie and Dean Wysocki's got ahead of DJ Phil, and will we see Dean into the pits at the end of this lap? Then he's carrying damage, and Shane comes in at the end of lap 5, sorry, and Dean Wysocki looks like he's going to go on and do his usual thing of get to the end and pit very late on then. But Shane, the first man in the pit window, as now is DJ Phil. I think, is that Shane away in the pits? I think it just now, sorry.
Does get away. So.
Little Each has passed Smithy, Dan, for P2, so he's not going to hold position here. Oh, now then, this is interesting. We're not on the online championships. Uqbar technically should be waiting till the next lap to pit, but they both look like they've got damage here.
Yeah, and again, I don't think it's really going to matter too much here at the final round of the season. But obviously, if it's an online championship, it won't allow it to happen anyway. But nonetheless, they're both in the pits, both probably carrying damage. So JM Grill already has caught Smithy here. So possibly Smithy, I think, has had a mistake, because Little Each hasn't really lost any time to JM Grill.
No, I think you're right. I think you're right, Dan.
Uqbar is only now leaving the pit, and Welshie's jumped in. Welshie's actually not too far behind DJ Phil, so Welshie could get himself back into it. Uqbar now back on track, as JM Grill looking on the back of Smithy, and Smithy just a little bit all over the place at the minute, so he's got to pick his time to get past.
He has got to pick his time to get past, and he's got to realise his fight as well, because could his fight be for a P4 then, with DJ Phil making mistakes on the back of him, with Welshie now trying to come through the pack like he did in race 1? Could his fight be for P4? He's well clear of Leon Fernie and Dean Wysocki. He's let JM Grill up the inside. JM Grill, huge slide and wiggle through the Parabolica, and Smithy, thank you mama for the carrots, job done, and yields it straight back as he dives into the pit lane.
Yep, straight into the pit lane comes Smithy. That's going to release Leon Fernie and Dean as well.
As DJ Phil is only... He's off. He's had another problem then. So Welshie's going to come flying past that. That is crabbing badly.
It is indeed. So DJ Phil, did his repair actually work, or he's just doing the right thing and staying offline? I don't think he needs to go on the grass, but either way, he's staying well out the way, and that's going to allow his teammate to go through.
Smithy out the pits ahead of Shane, so Smithy has stayed ahead of Shane, but I don't feel for very long, because Shane has the speed, and like he did to Little Each in race 1, get your braking right this time, Shane. Don't run deep. And he's got it. No, he hasn't. he's done the same thing he did to Little Leach in race 1. But Shane now close to the back of Smithy, and that could be the battle for P4 for the end of this race. Dean Wysocki doing his usual go-long strategy that hasn't worked all season, and he's once again trying it here. He's now 9 seconds behind Leon Fernie, so he's had another mistake. Leon, who's that? Oh, that's Phil. Phil just... Oh, no, stay out of the way. Stay out of the way. Oh... Good lad. Holty's through. That must have been squeaky bum time for Holty then, as Smithy now has Shane on the back of him. This then, 4, P6 and 7 on track, but the top 5 are yet to pit in this race. They have 25 seconds to the back of Welsh, and if Welsh can pump in times like he did in race 1, he'll be absolutely flying come the end of this race. As DJ Phil, I imagine we're going to see back in the pits. And he goes now then, so that then will free up every bit of traffic. Little Leach, JM Grill, Leon Fernie and Dean, the next couple of cars to come through, unless any of them decide to pit as well. Shane braking just that little bit earlier because of Smithy braking in front, just having to play it safe and wait patiently. And we're going to
lost quite a bit of time to Leon Fernie. He started about 10 seconds back. So I don't think it was on this lap. It was probably on a previous lap because he's matched pretty much Leon Fernie. But Shane looking down the inside of Parabolica, he's going to send it, and Smithy gives him enough berth. But obviously with Parabolica and the way it's banked, Smithy can keep his foot pinned, and around the outside he goes. Shane's touched to the inside. Smithy keeps it pinned, and he stays in front for the meantime.
He does stay in front for the meantime, and Dan Dean did lose it this lap. 9 seconds, look, he lost to Leon Fernie. Was actually 3 seconds slower than Smithy on his out lap. So Smithy gaining 3 seconds as DJ Phil comes out the pits ahead of Shane and Smithy, and Shane up the inside to Parabolica, and into 6th place he goes at turn 1. And he's ending the season as he started it. 11th place when he started. He's had a lot of 7th place finishes and a lot of 6th place finishes. But this back half of the season for Shane has been absolutely fantastic. Smithy on for a best result of the season as well, because the top 5 still to pit. And this man, Dan, has just gone. He's the only man in the 49s. Even JM Grill this race can't match his lap times.
Who won the last race of the season last season? It wasn't...
It was me, in Pro-Am?
Yeah.
Me.
You.
Because then Plava disconnected. Internet problems.
You then off went into Pro. So, yeah. JM Grill, I think, was in the top 3, wasn't he, in that race as well, possibly, or Smoky Devil. Either way, I was just trying to think of a fun fact of trying to say, like, oh, the last winner of the race ends up going and winning Pro-Am, but obviously not. But, could that possibly happen here, though?
It could possibly happen. Yeah, it could possibly happen because we know Lucas Roth. He could possibly go into Pro, and can Holty win the last race of the season? JM Grill, what's happened here? Oh, he's going in the pits. I wondered where the cameraman was going then. I thought he'd flipped over the barriers.
As JM Grill into the pits he comes, and gets it stopped on the mark.
Oh, good stop! Good stop! Good stop. Dean's only just exiting the Parabolica. He's not pitted, so... No, is he? Yeah, because he's not. Yeah, because he's not flipped over the barrier. So Dean now comes in. He's pitted before his teammate, and this then for Dean gives him half the race to try and catch his teammate. Shane though will jump Dean Wysocki. He is nowhere near JM Grill. Smithy as well should jump Dean Wysocki in this one. Smithy's dropped a lot of time back to Shane. So has he had a problem? Because Shane's just past Dean. Smithy's only now just coming past Dean as Shane's braking into turn 1. So I think Smithy's had a problem somewhere then. And there we go. Hey, it wouldn't be the end of the season if Dean Wysocki did not have his wipers on. You know what I mean?
Italy here with clear blue skies, no rain to be in sight, and Dean Wysocki has got his windshield wipers.
If there is one thing you can guarantee this season, it's the fact that Dean Wysocki has got his window wipers on.
Yeah, definitely so. As Dean comes out of the pits now, you can see them working out there. But Welshie just got behind him as well. Dean nearly drops it into turn 1, but he manages to keep going. Can Welshie find a way past Dean as Dean once again has another wiggle on exit? But Welshie is just a little bit far behind in a minute, but he's trying to hunt him down as quickly as he best if he can. But Holty,
Leon Fernie.
What a race.
1:49.777, 6,000 slower than Holty's previous lap time. Oh, he's 25 seconds behind, so it doesn't mean anything at the moment, and the top 3 have still got to pit. But, you know, it's an interesting lap time from Leon Fernie in terms of Little Leach to start worrying. Little Leach comes into the pits. Lap 9, he pitted last in the first race. Lap 9, lap 8, he pits now. Apologies.
A little bit eager there, Matt. As Leon Fernie comes through Parabolica, is he now opting to come into the pits? Looks like he is.
Lap 8 for Leon Fernie. Oh, he's got a time penalty. He's got a 10-second time penalty. So all his good work is being undone. He's got a time penalty here, which will add a minimum of 10 seconds. Little Leach has gone. JM Grill's coming down the start straight now. I think JM Grill could have Little Leach into turn 1 here.
I don't think quite enough, as Little Leach thinks that that's another white line there, but he manages to get away with that one. But JM Grill is a little bit closer to Little Leach. This could be the final fight towards the end of the race, and I think Holty now really needs to come into the pits just to cover anything that happens between now and the end of the race. He can just react to anything that happens. He's got a very comfortable lead as Shane's just coming onto the back of DJ Phil, and Smithy finds his way past Leon Fernie.
So Leon Fernie is a lot closer to Smithy, Dan, from when Smithy pitted. So Leon Fernie going longer.
Has the 10 seconds.
He does have the 10 seconds. So he's got to get past Smithy and clear Smithy. Poll up early for driver of the day. Get your vote in now for your driver of the day. JM Grill, Little Leach, Holty or Shane, I think will be the best 4 drivers tonight. At the moment, get your vote in for that one. I could have probably put Ukbar on there as well, but I suppose Ukbar's not had the best race 2. Holty, though, didn't have the best race 1, I suppose, but currently leads this race in good fashion. Smithy clatters the curbs, and that'll allow Leon Fernie to just play peekaboo up the inside and maybe tuck his nose underneath into the Lesmos. Job done. Smithy has to get back on the brakes to yield that time. These two are 10 seconds behind Shane, and that's what Leon Fernie needs to be ahead of Smithy on the standings. Little Leach has just gapped JM Grill a little bit to you, Dan. And the only reason the driver of the day is on early is because we're going to get your vote for driver of the season on as well.
Ideal. We're going to get all the drivers of the season, driver of the year, all sorts. Let's get it going here as we're at the final round of the Pro-Ams of what a season we have had. And we got a very exciting... Oh, Smithy just has a moment and he goes round. He's going to be glad to see the back end of Monza for sure. And that's going to allow Leon Fernie to extend that 10-second gap. But nonetheless, it's been an amazing season this season. As JM Grill, we say, was gapping Little Leach. He's actually done his fastest lap yet here.
Yeah.
Fastest lap, I think, as well. No, Ukbar's gone faster again at the bottom there. But JM Grill is bringing that gap down to Little Leach.
Yeah, so Little Leach does his outlap there. Holty, still the only driver yet to pit. Smithy now is just within that time range of Leon Fernie. I think Dean might be as well.
How many points is Holty behind Lucas Roth?
Enough to gain that 3rd place. He is 9 points behind him.
So even a race win, even if he finishes, 7th?
So for him to not get promoted, he'd have to finish 8th or lower.
So 7th and higher would be enough. So all Holty has to do is finish this race and he will be going into the Pro, and I definitely don't think he was expecting that one.
No, I don't think he was expecting that one either, as he comes into the pits then at the end of lap 10. And that then, for the final time this season, is everybody pitted. And I can close my Toy Story notebook once again. As JM Grill's now dropped it, Dan. So we didn't see a mistake from him in race 1. And he's now let Little Leach off the hook a little bit here.
Possibly a little bit of dirty air, maybe affecting the Mercedes here, because we can see the characteristics of Holty. When he caught a car, he then struggled and made mistakes. Yep. And now Holty's got clear air. He's made no mistakes. And JM Grill was leading the race earlier on. No mistakes. As soon as he gets behind the car.
Yeah, a few spins. Dean and Lucas Roth made mistakes behind a car. Dean and Leon Fernie in this race have made mistakes behind another car. So the driver of the day poll will be up till the end of lap 13. At the end of lap 13, we will change it to driver of the season. As Ukbar there, he's on the grass as he's looking on the back of Welshie, who's trying to still catch Dean Wysocki. He was a bit slower last time around. Dean's trying to catch Smithy, although I think Dean's made a mistake somewhere this lap because he was closer to Smithy than that. Smithy, I think, as well has made a mistake because he's probably not. Actually, he's 11 seconds off the back of Leon Fernie, so he's just ebbing and flowing in terms of that time difference to Leon Fernie. Leon Fernie within 9 seconds of Shane, and Shane within 8 seconds of JM Grill. Then, as Welshie having to defend from Ukbar right around the outside, and Welshie just giving him the room up there that he needs. Ukbar giving him the room down below, and I reckon Welshie's Lamborghini should power out this corner and should get back ahead of that Ginetta. But that's not the case, actually, Dan. That Ginetta looks mighty in Ukbar's hands tonight.
I bet it's got barely any downforce on that car. Absolutely none. And he's gone for mechanical grip here. But nonetheless, Ukbar gets past the Lamborghini of Welshie. And I think Welshie's probably still carrying a little bit of damage. But now Ukbar can catch onto the back of Dean. And then, can he find Smithy and gain that extra couple of seconds? And he needs to catch Leon Fernie. Leon Fernie currently doing 50.7s, while Uqbar is in the 50s as well.
Had a wiggle. He's round. He's round. So that will really help Smithy, Dean, Uqbar and Welshie in this race. Shane, has James Grill made another mistake?
Possibly so. He's now 15 seconds behind Little Leach. So I think James Grill has possibly had another mistake, as Shane is now going to be hunting down the Mercedes. Can Shane get one more podium this season? As
James Grill looked like he was crabbing down the back straight. Sorry, Dan. He looked like he was crabbing down the back straight as Dean's now had a wobble out the Lesmos. James Grill looked slow coming through this part, as did Phil. Have them two had a coming together?
Well, possibly so, but more importantly, Uqbar has now got the move on the windshield wiper of Dean Masaki, and Dean's going to come back down the inside, but he's unable to get the job done through Ascari.
Smithy's had a problem, because these are right on the back of Smithy now. Shane trying to get on the back of JM Grill. Leon Fernie's kind of been let off, because I think Smithy's made a mistake, because now Smithy's got Uqbar, Dean and Welshie right within a second of him. And look at these four. Smithy's all over the place. Uqbar's now through. Smithy's struggling with damage on that car, Dan, because Dean's gaining at a rate of knots. I think Smithy's got suspension damage on that, because that is all over the place. Welshie's gone very wide. Dean lost out to Uqbar, but could gain back 7th place, because Smithy's now struggling. And Welshie could gain an extra place. I think Smithy's peeled off into the pits. Yeah.
Yeah, it's done indeed. So the question is now, can Uqbar bring that 10? Well, he needs to find a second.
He needs to find 2 tenths.
Leon Fernie.
2 tenths is what he needs to find according to the timing screen. This man is a second ahead of Shane. Did he get caught up with DJ Phil? That is the biggest question, because Phil looks slow and he looks slow. This man's on holiday. He's just flying.
Moment, though. He has had a moment.
True, yeah, 55.5, yeah, possibly so. So Little Leach got that gap down a fair 5 seconds. Dean now trying to defend off Welshie, and these two veterans, you could say, been here since season 1, and haven't been in Pro-Am all the time with each other, and Dean's gone in way too hot, and Welshie nowhere to go but the back of Dean. That'll probably spin Dean round the opposite direction, and now Dean gets back going and has a wobble as he comes back on. Down in P8, Smithy only just coming out of the pits, to Dean well ahead, but I don't think Dean's going to be any higher than 8th place, and I think that then will give Shane, and you have to say hats off to Shane, came in late this season, but has given Shane 8th place at least in this championship.
Yeah, considering he's already done so much of the season, he is on his way to finish the season on a very good high. He can walk away from this season saying, I did the best I can with little of what I had of knowledge, and he's picked up the game very quickly. He's picked up the championship very quickly as well, and he should be very proud of what he's managed to achieve this season.
He should be indeed. He really should be. It's been a great honour to see him race as well. He's just lost time to JM Grill, so maybe JM Grill just getting back in the swing of things, as that Audi just looks a little wiggly under braking then. And shame to not have his teammate here for his 100th race to see what Bryn could have done to end this season. Started it as the winner, first winner of the season, ended it with a retirement, or not even starting the race, should I say. And I believe Bryn will be out on the grid on Thursday night for the ACC race. So Bryn there will be taking charge of his 100th race there at Silverstone, I do believe.
Possibly, if he fancies it, he probably could do the F2s this week if he wanted to.
Yeah, I know he's been struggling with his PlayStation reading the F2 game on disc.
Possibly as well, not the best circuit to be going to either.
Yeah, good luck this week, Dan. That's all I'm going to say.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah. What a night! Everyone's starting to struggle now, says Jamie Brazier in the chat. We're just kind of having a lull here, aren't we? Coming to the end of lap 13, then woohoo Shane, says Charlie in the chat, and I believe that is partner of Shane as well. She's got a bit of damage. That might be from hitting the back of Dean Wasaki, and then magical wipers are still going, and we love Dean. He's brought a smile to our faces every time he's put wipers on in clear blue sunshine. At least he's not broke the rules and had them off when it has rained. So fair play to Dean this season. Shane has lost out more time to JM Grill there. Look down the back straight. DJ Phil ending the season. Probably not how he'd have wanted to, but I'm sure he'll be back next season, Dan, as well. As JM Grill is going to take the fans' vote for driver of the day. We'll get mine and Dan's at the end of the stream. This man's just gapping Little Leach again. So whatever mistake he did make, Dan, it's now kind of put to bed.
Yeah, well, but like I said, all Holty has to do is finish this race, and I think Holty, I'm just trying to see what his opinion is going into the Pro, because obviously top 3 go into the pro division. No Keeks here, so he will stay in Pro-Am for another season. And I think once he gets the wheel sorted, it's probably a good thing that he probably stays in the Pro-Am just to kind of find his feet again, get the love of racing again, and possibly make his comeback in the Pro in another season. But nonetheless, Holty, I think he might thrive from the idea of racing in the Pro, especially from the likes of like Smokey and Emplava and all those guys who have just started in the Pro.
Oh, Dean's round.
He's off again. I don't know if I'm pretty sure Emplava probably would agree, but obviously spending time in the Pro, obviously both drivers being Pro-Am drivers, so they haven't been quite able to learn from a Pro driver. But Holty going into Pro, if he gets partnered with the right teammate, and if he gets a good mentor and someone who can help him with setups, I see this man possibly doing quite well. Maybe not like race wins or podiums, but a good midfield runner.
Kind of like what Smokey Devil's done this season, to be fair, 'cause he's kind of been mid-pack, hasn't he?
From time to time as well. Yeah. So I think, obviously, yourself, Matt, was very competitive in the Mercedes, being hampered by the Acura last season as well. Didn't really help the situation. But nonetheless, in the Mercedes, you've really taken a fight to overtake it. But obviously, the likes of Emplava, learning a brand new car in the Mercedes, Smokey Devil also in the Mercedes as well. Both Pro-Am drivers. I think if they end up having a Pro driver, a lot of these guys can learn from them and find the experience.
Well,
and obviously,
the one to talk about is Kelly. He's had Sooty for 2 seasons and has probably learnt a lot by having Sooty Apex, who's a veteran in the Pro, and has learnt a lot from him. You look at the back half of that season, last season in the McLaren, Kelly, first half of the season, and I'm sure he'll agree with me here, was a bit off the pace. The back end of the season, come Texas sort of area, midway point, Kelly started to look a bit better and a bit more racy and score them more points. And that was obviously Sooty starting to rub off with him. All right, change to the Lamborghini this year. He's not found his feet with the Lamborghini. Some cars don't always agree with you. But Kelly's learnt a lot this year. And if Holty can find that teammate and Holty can find that driver to help him and push him, he could be in a great position.
And obviously, I think with the Pro-Am boys as well, they're not going to have much room of choice of cars when they go up, because obviously they're going to be partnering with a much quicker driver, or unless they partner with one another. So if JM Grill and Holty come together and think, you know what, I think let's partner together, we can work together and try and work our way through the Pro. Unlikely to happen, because obviously the rumours going around that this man may have a driver who could join Pro and really take on the title of... I'm just going to spell it out there, as Richie is the man who's possibly wanting to join Simplay Motorsport. And we've already said no to the Pro-Am, because I've seen him in other leagues, and he is a man that would destroy Pro-Am. Possibly give Overtaker and yourself a big run for money.
I'm not laughing at you there, Dan. I'm laughing at Jamie Brazier's comment. Sooty Apex, veteran in the Pro, amateur in the bar.
I agree with
As
that
Dean
one,
Wasocki in the chat saying, see you all next season. And Dean disconnects. And, well, he's definitely lost that place now, and he's definitely lost out on that P9 in the championship. And what a dismal way to end your season with a retirement. Why not just get to the end 2 laps from time as Little Leach puts a lap on his teammate? Will these two stay near each other to get across the line for a bit of a picture at the end? Because Little Leach and Smithy, what a season they've had together. And Holty dominated this race, and we'll have to see what he can do. And you're right, Dan, Richie could be a man to really put it to yourself and myself, an overtaker in the Pro next season. As votes coming in, if you disagree with my vote with the people on the driver of the season poll, and you think someone else deserves driver of the season, let me know. Also, let me know if you think there's been a sort of rookie of the season, if you will, an up and comer in the season. In the chat as well, because I think, Dan, there's many a driver we can talk about. This man being the oldest driver on the grid, he's got better throughout the season. This man joined halfway through the season, has looked good. I think you can put Bryn on there compared to last season and the season before. Bryn's really sort of upped his game this season, hasn't he? Welsh, he just seems to go from strength to strength on that wheel, and that's really thanks to the World Endurance that we did the couple of races of in the World Endurance. Welsh, he learnt the wheel and has seemed to get more confident this season. This man, again, has really upped his game in the championship. Holty's come back, he's been phenomenal. Lucas Roth, yes, he's had wheel problems. Little Leach, we expected him to be at the front, but at times he disappointed.
we put the prediction of the season that this man would probably take the title, and he has gone on to do it. But nonetheless, he hasn't had it easy.
He didn't. Bryn at the start of the season, Lucas Roth in the middle of the season, and then, sort of Holty, Lucas Roth, Bozzy Boy when he's been around at the end of the season, JM Grill, Ukbar, have all put this man under pressure. So he's had to work for it all season. He's not had it his own way. I think there's 2 or 3 drivers that you could say out there this year that have kind of not done their best compared to last season, and I'm looking at DJ Phil, you look at Dean. I think Stealth Sloth maybe could improve from last season as well.
Before we finish this off, because obviously we're getting close to the end, because he's into the final sector. Moment of the season from you, Matt, from the Pro-Ams.
Moment of the season from the Pro-Am. Sheesh. I'm going to have to go Bryn's first win, because I think it was phenomenal. I love a new winner. I'm going to have to go Bryn's first win. Yourself?
I'm actually going to go today. This man's first win. JM Grill.
Yeah.
The oldest man on the grid, and he's gone and taken his first win here.
74 races, Lucas Roth's first one.
Lucas Roth, yeah, and also so many great races we have had here. Holty, his win at Imola was another spectacular one. But I think also, I mentioned as well, I believe it was Shane, turn 1 at Oscherslaben, around the outside of his T-boot.
Bryn, yeah.
What a move
that has to be from what I remember, that has to be move of the season. Fantastic manoeuvre.
Definitely so. But hey-ho. Is this man?
Yeah.
He's going to get himself a promotional spot. He's going to Pro, and he's going to take a win here at Monza.
And for the final time in the Pro-Am this season, you're not going to hear my voice until Sunday night. In the GT3s, it might be till October. But this man is going to come to the line, and it's going to be another race win. And the Teletubbies may not be coming home as champions, but he's going to take another race win. Little Leach and Smithy, I imagine they're coming to the line together. Look at them. They're already side by side. They're absolutely loving it. They are the Constructors and Drivers champion. And for Little Leach and Smithy, a 2nd and an 8th, but champions all around. A flash of the lights from the pair of them. What a season for Pick and Mix Motorsport. JM Grill, your 3rd place driver, the oldest man at Simplay Motorsport, the oldest winner at Simplay Motorsport. We've had the oldest winner and the youngest winner this season in JM Grill and in Lucas Roth. A great end to his championship and his season. As the drivers are coming to the line, Shane is coming across for a P4. What a season. Champion. This is your champion. What a season for Shane. He's come home P4. Leon Fernie looks like he's going to come home for P5.
JM Grill coming to congratulate his championship rival.
Well done. Well done not to touch each other there. Lucas Roth, Leon Fernie actually loses out to Ukbar at the end of that one. So Ukbar will take the P5. Leon Fernie will finish down in 6th. Welsh looks like he's going to cross the line for 7th. And DJ Phil in 9th. Dean Wysocki will not score for that 10th place. And here is your champion. And we hope that Little Leach can come back in as well. Dan, before we get everybody in, driver of the season from yourself.
Well, you can't look past this man, can you? Little Leach has absolutely come home and taken the championship by storm. So for me, it's going to have to go to Little Leach, but I'm going to also put out an honourable mention to JM Grill.
Just say sorry. Fastest lap of the race, the only man in the 48s. That Ginetta has been rapid tonight.
It has been very rapid. Special mention to obviously JM Grill as well. What a season he's had, and obviously just to mention as well, the top 3 all going up to Pro here as they finish in the top 3 order. But Holty, another mention, but Rookie of the Season with only half of the season to his name has to go to Shane for me for Rookie of the Season. But Driver of the Season, it's got to be Little Leach. Yeah,
honourable mentions JM Grill, honourable mentions to Holty, Lucas Roth, Bryn, and Welshie as well, pushing each other very hard till the very end. But Rookie of the Season has to go the way of Shane. We have got Little Leach in, and we will start with Little Leach 2nd in that race, but it didn't really matter, did it, in the end?
Not overly, no. I was happy with, from back of the grid, I was happy with 2nd, especially with some quick boys on the grid tonight.
What a season it's been for you, though, Craig. Obviously, a lot of up and downs at times with battles on the track, but you've done the double. You've gone back to back. You're back where you belong, really. You didn't really deserve to be going down into Pro-Am. The hard work now continues again.
Well, yeah, looking at Pro this year, it's going to be a lot different from when I was back in it a few years ago. But yeah, it's good. Looking forward to it.
A final word on the Audi, retiring it possibly, and a final word on your teammate as well this season.
Yeah, I'll be retiring Audi. Don't get me right, it's not a bad car for Pro-Am to be fair. But and Smithy, well, he's got big shoulders. He holds everyone up, don't he?
He does indeed. Love Island tonight?
I'm 3 nights behind because I've been away, but maybe.
Oh, you got 4 episodes to watch then. Wow, you've got a lot of love.
You're going to be celebrating, man.
He will be celebrating watching 4 episodes of Love Island, Dan.
Yeah.
Hey?
That'll be me.
It's me.
We need to practice for next season now. It's all good.
Well done, buddy. Congratulations on this season. What a season it's been. You've got Driver of the Season in the chat. You also got Driver of the Season from me and Dan as well.
Lovely. Cheers, boys.
Well done, buddy. And we've got Holty in. And first of all, Holty, how's the COVID situation?
Yeah, it's a lot better now.
Good.
I'm absolutely kicking myself on that first race. I tried holding my sneeze in. The sneeze has touched the grass and went off.
You can't make that up.
Way to lose the race.
Great to see you back, though. Great to see you back this season. Great win at the end as well. That was pretty dominant.
Yeah, big thanks to Fury for helping us out with this setup. I managed to go a second faster, I think it was, than that I was doing. The car just felt absolutely brilliant, and I'm still like kicking myself on that first race.
Coming back into this championship, though, after a bit of time out, took a bit of time to get going, but you've managed to find your feet as the season's gone on.
Yeah, obviously I was in the McLaren last time I was in Simplay. I give the Merc a go. Just feel like you have to be so much patient on the power of this Merc, and it's just about finding that decent setup.
Yeah,
and then also it was me just getting used to the wheel again.
Yeah, obviously plenty of time wait. Obviously going into a bit of a break now until next season. Promotion looks secured to the Pro, so that's a positive to look out for.
Yeah, I'll give the Pro a go. I don't think I'm quite up there with it's such a fast league. But I'd be happy to go into Pro and finish mid-table.
Could we maybe see the Teletubby Motorsport continue with yourself and Fury then next year?
I don't see why not.
Oh.
Obviously, a Thursday now is going to be a lot easier for me.
Yeah.
Because obviously we're back in time.
Yeah.
But obviously, big congratulations to Little Leach and Smithy. So.
Rightly so. Well, thanks, Holty, again, as always, and to Little Leach. And to JM Grill, just unfortunate we couldn't get a word from him at the end. It's been a fantastic season. Dan, moments from tonight, moments from the season, driver of the day as well.
Well, like I said, top 3 winning the race here tonight, and the top 3 going into the Pro. What has JM Grill got in store for us in Pro next season as he brings a potential champion on board? Little Leach returns back to the Pro as well. And what can he do? Is he going to partner back up with his brother Gary, or has Gary decided, you know what, bro, I found a new teammate, I'm not interested, no more? And Holty, is he going to be partnered up with Fury, and is Fury finally going to have a driver that can finish the season with him, and can those two be a potential threat for the constructors in the Pro? More importantly, though, make sure you tune in tomorrow night, as we are going to go down to the wire. It's 3 for the title. The Temple of Speed will host the final round of the season for the Pro. Overtaker versus Matihimovic versus Fury. Can Fury finally get a Pro win under his belt? Can Matt do it the first attempt? And can Overtaker win his first championship in his first ever season here at Simplay Motorsport? Make sure you tune in, as me and Jamie will bring you the action. But it's been an awesome night from me, Matt. I've thoroughly enjoyed this final race here. And
driver of the day?
Driver of the day is going to have to be JM Grill. Honourable mention to Holty and Little Leach.
It has been, and I've got some breaking news. Terminal Velocity Racing have announced that the Ginettas and DJ Phil and Ukbot will be teaming up next season for Season 7. That has just come through to me. So already, driver announcements coming thick and fast, and the cars coming thick and fast already. So the Ginettas will be back on the grid for Season 7 with DJ Phil and Ukbot, Terminal Velocity Racing. What a night, what a championship, what a season. It has been Holty, Little Each, James Grill. I'm going to give James Grill the driver of the day as well. Little Each driver of the season, and Shane, my rookie of the season as well. Holty and Fury next season. Where does Little Each go? Is it back with the brother? Is it with a newbie for the pro season? The biggest question I think we all have to ask is who's going to win the Pro-Am next year, because whoever teams up with Smithy has to be the favourite based on the last 2 seasons so far. Pro-Am will be back at the back end of September and October. Keep your eyes on the Discord, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook pages for all the information coming at you soon enough. We'll be back tomorrow night. Dan Davis and Jamie Brazier, as Dan's just bigged up there. Myself, Overtaker and Fury. 3 for the championship. Who will win around the Temple of Speed? Sunday night, the big one, Jeddah, the Jeddah Grand Prix, Formula 2s. I know they're all really buzzing for this track because it's great and it's going to be some great fun. Next week, though, no stream on a Wednesday night, but ACC will be with us on Thursday night as well, as we try something a little new. And for the final time, Dan, this season for mine and yourself, that's us done for this season.
That is done, and finally I don't have to do any more Stewards reviews after this one.
For the final time now, here at Simply Motorsport. Thank you all for tuning in. Thanks for the likes and subscribes as well. We'll see you tomorrow night, 8 p.m. BST. Good night.
Good night.
See you tomorrow night, 8 p.m. BST. Good night.
Good night.
And we're out.
Sweet.
And we are
Holty's up into
done.
pro.
Yeah, boy. He's already on the phone to Fury, I reckon. With no Mazda. Mazda's already said he's not coming back.
We've just set up a partnership already without those two even realising.
You what, Beth? Mazda's not coming back to Project Cars 2, he says. Oh, because we expected any different.
No.
Well done, boys.
Good race, lads. Good race. Well done. Good 150th, Craig.
Not that bad, to be fair. Well, expecting second, that's for sure.
Then Merc seemed a different car in traffic.
Yeah, to be fair, they did.
That's noted for tomorrow night.
I didn't think they were too bad. I sat behind Jeremy Green on that first race. I was pretty much sticking with him, but engine wasn't overheating that much. Well,
I can't believe you lost it because you sneezed.
Brilliant, eh?
I read that on the stream at the break. I was dying.
Fuming. I was doing it. I was like, trying to hold it. I was like, no, I sneezed. Oh, fuck's sake. Took the glass off. I was like, no. And I just went mad. I just had to get on it. But
That was fucking brilliant.
I thought of all the races to do it in as well.
Yeah.